Here we are, ready for some more Fate Grand Order after... Guess what I got? Cleopatra. I knew you wouldn't guess. Well, you probably know if you were here last stream, but... Cleopatra! Yay! Put on. We're gonna roll today. We rolled before every Singularity. I don't know what people thought those last things were. Those weren't rolls. Those didn't count. We're also gonna get my guaranteed summon, of course. What a lovely day to do it. I figured out I am such a pro player of Fate Grand Order now. I learned how to lock my window on BlueStack, so we're not gonna have no problem of me moving it all over the place. We're gonna do some of these. Not these ones. I'm not pro gamer enough for those. Well, I might be if I support servant. And don't forget, we got the Rain Witch chick who looks like Castoria but is Morgan. I don't know. She's somebody, and she's gonna go to Camelot with us because we're gonna bring back the Saberface Alliance. As you can see, got her looking fantastic. All right, very first order of business. Just having a chill day today. I'm not going to no singularities. Most I'm gonna read and get invested in. Well, I don't know. We're gonna do her thing. That might have some story in it. I don't know. But we gotta take care of this first. Guaranteed, they say. And I could get Lady Avalon. I didn't. We need a catalyst. We're still gonna get other servants, you know, so still need that catalyst. Don't know what we can get. What song? No, she wouldn't show up to Unlimited Blade Works. Let's go with this one. She looks like she'd go down a Stardust Speedway in a bad future. And I have one paid quartz left. The whole one. We could do so much. That could be the one that gets us the servant we need one day. Remember, we get everything we want around here. Proved that last time. Sonic statistic, it still seems to be fair. There were still 5-star FCEs. Still some spooks. Like, I kind of want to be proven wrong, but been flawless so far. Look, 5-star right there. There it is. It heard the blue hedgehog running down that hill, and it said, "Here we go." So, I've been hearing lessons in Magecraft, new lessons in Magecraft. So we'll be watching videos while I be grinding and doing the usual background bullcrap. We got the first lessons of Magecraft. Maybe we'll get through all the lessons of Magecraft one day. But cool, lessons in Magecraft by YouTuber user Otaku Daikun. He has waifu files, and none of you even care. He doesn't get that many views on them, so I'm gonna watch those. Stuart, hey, there's Ruler Skatey. That's a 5-star. Did I say I wanted Ruler Skatey? No, we even get things we don't want, because that's how fucking great we are. I think she's more useful than Lady Avalon, honestly. Y'all see that? Did y'all see that amazing pull? Did y'all hear my enthusiasm for it? Oh. Hey, I got 2 skaties. Never spent a dime on them. Never grinded. Ooh, I almost got Noble Phantasm 5 on her now, I think. Definitely now I do. Perhaps I will use her one day, but she doesn't seem very Camelot. She seems very the Lion King will come out and be like, hey, we cannot have this many fabrics laying around. Who dat? It's just that person. A big chest. Don't get in a chest bumping match with them. Just, hey, Tamlin, though, can they come to Camelot? Well, I don't know. They love it, don't they? Just love me giving this. Just. Hello. I like your fishies. We're gonna have. I can't wait till we have a beach episode again. We got all of them. Is that what Skaha said? She said a lot of things in the American Singularity. I quite remember. Thank you. Aw. Oh, and don't I have Assassin her? I could have a skatey team. We almost have to go for Skaha Lancer, like OG Skaha here, because we've got all of them. I don't know you. I think you're in Lost Belt 6, aren't you? Don't you play games? Don't you like pretend to be other people? A million people. 5-star. 5-star. You know why? Because thank you, Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. Hey, though. I'm confuzzled. And where's my guaranteed? Where's my I spent money? Where is it? Where's Archetype Earth? Did they not give me an alert for that? I have to get her out of the box? Did they shove her in my box? No, they didn't shove no Archetype Earth in my box today. I'm alarmed. My room. I gotta check my room. About to go to Camelot and where's my friends? Material servants. Who do I have? Spirit origin list. Not poor people. Good ones. Where is she? Is Ruler Skatey my 5-star? I wanted Archetype Earth. I thought it was guaranteed as in I get whatever I want. I didn't get what I wanted today. What a life. Oh well. That was it, right? I'm done with spending money on Fate for the year. Let's go, summons. No. Yeah, they took them all away. Well, thank goodness I can flip through this easier now. Nothing wrong with Ruler Skatey, though. She's got beaches and dolphins, and then I can have 2 of them. Like I said, I almost got a whole Skaha crew. That was worth it all. Alright, though. Time for the good shit. Make sure I don't... Oh... I'm pretty sure I got all my fragments, yeah. But I've got... Look at all these friend points! Can we get... Well, probably the people I want is story locked, but I get up his Noble Phantasm. Let's do a few of these, just for funsies. We get... No, do you think... We can get Saber Lily? We can go for it, I believe. Because that'd be perfect to take to Camelot. She can overcome her evil self. We can up his Noble Phantasm. Everything will be wonderful. New. And I'm gonna make me one of them lovely Noble Phantasm bombs everybody be talking about when we're watching, where we're getting Otaku Daikun's a feeling on his favorite waifus. Okay, Han Christian Anderson, not Christopher Weston Chandler, as I like to keep accidentally calling him. So none of these are Saber Lily yet. That's quite discerning. One of them's Jason, though. Jason. Then those foos that you just randomly get, I just put them on whoever I'm currently leveling up. I don't think about it. Gotta feed all the bronze ones to the bronze bays. We also we gotta figure out why Rain Witch is cool too. But as far as what we're rolling on today, we might take another shot. Hey, hi. Hey, we got an Avenger. I mean, we already had Jolter. Why are you talking bad about yourself, dude? That's not a very good pitch. You just need to make peace with yourself and your mind. You learn to love yourself, and then others will love you, you see, and they won't do anything terrible to you. Stop corrupting grails, too. That's quite rude. I also want the embers. Good way to get some embers. Said I needed to do a bit of this. Hey, you person who I've known for a long time. Thank you for saying hi to me at the grocery store. Do one more after this. Like I said, but I got cooler sabers, and I got another plan. To make her face her true self. Alright. Good enough, let's go. Alright, so I got 318 Saints Quartz. We haven't really saved, per se. But we've also never had this much before, I don't think. I think we've had like 120 at most. We're gonna do 3 rolls. 1 roll on this one. Well, I guess we're doing all of our rolls on this one. We're doing all 3 on this one. We might get another her. I kind of wanted I was gonna go for Sulter and Rider Sulter, not gonna lie. I guess I missed the boat. No summon tickets. Those are for emergencies, like last time. Okay, we already did Sonic and the Black Knight for her. I just want to know who else is in here, though. We got spooked last time. Just for science. Find Your Flames never let us down, I don't think. Alrighty. Everyone's favorite tofu. Bully girl. Cry Bully Ariel, as we call her. Is requested to bring her to Camelot. I don't know why. What does she got to do with anybody? I don't know what Archer we're taking, though. Definitely ain't taking Rinto Sokka. I'm sure we'll meet a lot of lovely friends. Hey, there's our 5-star for the Sonic song. Statistic continues. Proving everybody. Now I'll just take C's all day. Like I said, we're new here. We haven't gotten to Camelot yet. We're new around here. Don't let all my luxury servants fool you. We need all these. We might even need that sometimes. We haven't really hit cost in a while. I just kind of been flipping through. I gotta work on my teams. Get some perfectly laid out teams here. They're wonderful CEs. Wish Mercury was here, then we'd pull something cool. It's either the Sonic music or him being the catalyst. Gonna have to draw like one of them summoning circles that like Ilya slept on or whatever, and then like, I don't know, give it Mercury's blood. That's what we got the cleaner card for. Alright. We'll do 2 more. And then, like, what do we even need for Camelot, quite honestly? Said I'm pretty sure we got a lot of knights around. A lot of sword homies. You know what I'd like to pull? I know I've said this many times. My boy, where's Emiya? He can come to Camelot with us. Where is he? Fuck the Cleopatra curse. It's the Archer curse. Where is he? Not that one. Well, we're done here because we've been over this. Like, anytime a Shinji card shows up, I feel like we don't do good. Well, there was no flame here to be found. What the hell? Got the next one ready. Oh, hey, there's the 5-star again. Find your flames, really finding... We got more than a few of these. Alrighty. Last one. It's a Morgan Le Fay, isn't it? So she should call to the right summoning song. Maybe Salter will come to it. I love how every time I've ever spent money, I get what some people call mid. I think, like I said, I think Ruler Skatey's got fans. I see her in support often. Well, of course you came to the song. Yeah, let's go. Woo! Is that my boy Gilgamesh or is that Ozymandias? We're gonna have few CEs. This is CE grind. I should retitle the stream. Oh my god, I pulled 7 5-stars today. It's all the same fucking crap. Not gonna flicker and be Cleopatra for me, huh, Jekyll? These are some unexciting rolls, aren't they? Dude, if you dare. I guess there's her bloody rag. No rainbow sparkles for me. They finally had it with me. Mercury's definitely getting thrown on that summoning circle now. Alrighty. Yeah, we got this one paid Saint Quartz here. I don't think Sonic Statistic guarantees anything on a paid Saint Quartz, but... Woo! I got Masks. Alrighty. We got C's, though. Oh yeah, it's almost time. Okay. Shadow, you're just too much for us today. I need to learn who the hot anime waifus are. Everybody else want to know about Magecraft and lore, and we don't need no American recap. We were there. We saw what happened. I don't know though. Oh, okay, so I'll give you a summary. My special summons is I wanted Archetype Earth, but that's not allowed. So I got Ruler Skady, and we got the Rain Witch last time. And we also got, what we get last time? Oh, we got, get ready for this. Get ready for what I got on my Destiny draw. Cleopatra. The greatest. But I don't think she's going to show up in the best girls from 6 anime featuring, oh, and he's got a friend here, I think. Oh, it's Otaku Daikun Day.
Welcome back to Otaku Daikun. Dai-chan here, and you are watching The Waifu Files, a series where we discover and celebrate various anime and games through their lovely ladies. For this episode, we'll be shining a spotlight on anime featuring dynamic duos, partnerships between pairs of women from both modern and retro series.
What? Why do they say anime that way? I don't know if it's voice changer or what's going on here, but you know that's Otaku Daikun, because... I don't know, I just say anime. He's got the anime, like it's almost close to anime. Oh, look at this. We got this craft essence here on lockdown, and it seems like a pretty good one. I gotta refresh myself here.
In all, we've got 6 different anime to cover. Licorice Recoil, Dirty Pair Flash, Noir, Hyper Doll, and Gunsmith Cats. Part of why I'm bundling these shows together is so that perhaps you'll enjoy one and be inspired to watch the others. All of these shows are awesome, and I'm excited to share them with you today. Since we have so much to cover, let's jump right in. The newest anime on this list is Licorice Recoil, where young girls are trained to fight crime as part of a secret organization called Direct Attack, or DA for short. For the sake of public safety, these girls, classified as Licorice, are dispatched throughout Japanese society. Adept at both social and military matters, they intervene to stop potential threats, ideally before they can escalate. The idea is that...
Look at us, guys. While these girls are off here doing their thing, we've got our very first completely unlocked 5-star CE. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool.
These girls will blend into society without disrupting the peace like traditional officers or soldiers do. The first of this anime's dynamic duo is Chisato Nishikigi, who is renowned as the most elite Licorice, having once single-handedly protected Tokyo's old radio tower from terrorists. She's a bullet-time babe with unparalleled reflexes that help her dodge enemy fire and strike back with absurd accuracy.
Oh, I know why this persona and voice is getting used. So it sounds less creepy. Like bullet time, babe.
Accuracy. While she's licensed to respond with lethal force, she's a pacifist, opting to use ammunition that merely incapacitates criminals. To that end, Chisato isn't on the best terms with her agency, preferring to handle matters more amicably. Her compassion extends to all citizens, even the criminals she subdues. Rather than operating directly under the DA, she instead works at a humble cafe called Lico Rico, taking on individual tasks as a mercenary. Sadly, her nature as a pacifist directly conflicts with the circumstances behind her survival. You see, Chisato was born with a congenital heart disease that would have killed her. An associate of the Allen Institute, Shinji Yoshimatsu, sponsored Chisato, gifting her a new artificial heart. Shinji believes that certain people are born with God-given genius, and that Chisato in particular is a genius for killing. As her sponsor, he has an interest in making her the perfect killer, which goes against her entire philosophy.
This anime does seem cool, actually, not gonna lie. You know what? This is gonna be helpful for me, because I don't know what the animes are, and like I said, I'll usually watch, like, a new one every few years. Like, I think what I watched last, well, other than, like, Fate Stay Night things that come out. Fucking Erased. That was, like, 4 years ago. Assassination Classroom, Season 1. I was watching that Demon Slayer. Then I got bored.
This is tragic, as Chisato naively admires her sponsor, wearing a necklace from the Allen Institute as inspiration. Much of the story is dedicated to events that push Chisato to the edge, provoking her to break her philosophy in order to survive. This includes encounters with the terrorist Majima, who aims to expose the licorice and fracture Japan's sterile peace. To make matters worse, Shinji sabotages Chisato's heart, rendering it defective. He's got another heart as a backup, but she's got to retrieve it directly from his body. That's right, he's so obsessed that he's willing to die to get Chisato to kill. Metaphorically, however, she's got a heart of gold and remains optimistic in the face of peril. For that, I can...
Dude, there's an assassin boy that believes in her. He cares about her that much. It seems like my type of thing. Again, like Chris Recoil. I gotta keep the assassin boys and archers.
Consider Chisato a certified favorite. This show's hella good, and you absolutely have to see it, if not for the Yuri vibes it exudes. Chisato's partner is Takina Inoue, a disgraced second-rank licorice who's assigned to shadow Chisato after disobeying orders. Takina's a no-nonsense girl, whose primary goal is to get reinstated as soon as possible. At first, she sees Chisato as inefficient, someone who's avoiding her responsibility to protect the people. That said, it doesn't take long for Takina to realize Chisato has her own way of doing things, and that perhaps the DA isn't so infallible. The two become intimate friends, with Takina's bluntness serving as the perfect foil to Chisato's blind optimism. They have a lot to learn from each other. For one, Takina is so objective that she doesn't ever treat herself. She wears boxers for convenience, prompting Chisato to take her on a shopping trip. In contrast, when the cafe struggles financially, Takina's the perfect candidate to step up and get the business back on track. While she admires her partner's pacifism, she doesn't hold herself to the same standard. Thus, if it's to save Chisato, Takina is willing to kill for her sake. After all, who's gonna look after someone who's already looking out for everyone else? When Takina finally returns to DA's headquarters, she does so not for herself, but to find a way to save her partner. Once she succeeds, Takina realizes she'd rather remain with Chisato than work for the DA. As a team, they can help the world far more than either could imagine on their own. I absolutely adore their bond, whether it's legitimately romantic or just Yuri bait. Both girls bring out each other's strengths and protect against their weaknesses.
It just feels like some Jay Kaiser shenanigans. I just feel Otaku Daikun back there. That voice changes nothing. Like, I don't care whatever vibe's going for, if they're like non-binary or whatever. It's just the fact that you've heard Otaku Daikun in the other voice so much. It's like, but this different voice, but I hear you. But that's actually good. That means you've got a personality that like carries through, transcends whatever you change there.
They literally save each other's lives, and the way they hug is just irresistible. Takina and Chisato aren't the only employees working at Liko Riko. We've also got Mizuki Nakahara, a former member of DA's intelligence division, who now serves as a waitress for the chance to meet hot guys. She binges wedding magazines while searching for a husband, but this usually ends with her sating her sorrows with a nightly drink. Given her connections to Chisato and the other licorice, she tends to get wrapped up in their affairs, further postponing her quest for matrimony. To be fair, she can be pretty nosy, involving herself in other people's business. When the cafe shuts down, her backup plan is to move to Vancouver to continue her manhunt. However, the chance to help save Chisato keeps her in Japan, and she remains with the cafe when it relocates to Hawaii. In a show with gay couples and yuri baiting, Mizuki stands out as a black sheep, but that doesn't make her bad by any means. A more reluctant waitress at Liko is Kurumi, a short girl who uses the cafe as shelter. She ran away from home as a child and developed as a talented hacker under the alias Walnut. It's a dangerous gig, becoming even more treacherous when she's hired by Shinji Yoshimatsu to hack the DA. After asking a few too many questions, the Allen Institute tries to assassinate her. It certainly doesn't help that a rival hacker, Robota, is able to leak her location in an attempt to usurp her. With so absolutely adore that.
Is there a damn robot character in this? What? Okay, what's the next anime? This is, ew, 90s anime. This is Ranma 1/2? No, it's not, but, you know, it's just like 90s anime has just got this style, whereas I feel like the style we have of, like, the last one, modern, like, we're here. It's not getting any better.
Friends while they're at it. Of the two girls, Kei is undoubtedly a tomboy with a rough attitude. She's 19, having been born November 27th, 2121, on her home planet of Neogi. Her short, red hair is like a flame that matches her temper. She's an expert shot who prefers heavy weaponry, choosing to shoot first and ask questions later. Kei grew up being friends with an effeminate boy named Kaya, who later becomes a space pirate that conflicts with her. Right from the onset, Kei and Yuri's career was filled with.
It seems like the two, like, space police from Tenchi Muyo what was the obsession in the 90s with space police? It's hard enough out here on Earth with the police. We don't need them. Well, they're usually incompetent, though. They don't usually get too many people, the space police.
With chaos. One of their earliest missions centered around the planet Lemire, which injured 3,521 people in its destruction. In contrast, they save the people of their home, Eleanor City, when its master computer Brian goes out of control. Their services range from countering terrorists, infiltrating crime rings, investigating mysteries, protecting VIPs, transporting valuable goods, hunting pests, and pursuing wanted criminals. Even in their off hours, they get attacked by assassins and wind up in dilemmas they never get paid for. This has led Kei to befriending plenty of hot guys, though she's never been able to maintain a stable relationship. She's into younger men who can take charge, but not if they're too old or have a lot of chest hair. When she finally meets the right guy, she's either too busy with work, or he's too freaked out by that work. Such is the life of a trouble consultant. If you haven't noticed yet, I have a clear bias toward this show. The classic Kei here is absolutely a certified favorite. She's not the only one, though. Kei's partner Yuri is also 19 years old, born March 18th, 2121, on the planet Koacha. She's the more feminine of the two, but that won't stop her from getting violent when provoked. She's perfectly capable with firearms, but tends to use other weapons like energy swords and whips. Her signature weapon is Bloody Card, an enhanced throwing card meant to take down multiple foes at once. Yuri
Yes! There's not enough Gambit from X-Men, the 90s X-Men representation. I'm glad.
Also enjoys meeting cute guys, but has someone specific she's waiting for. Her childhood friend, Billy Galette, once promised they would travel the stars together, and she's ready to do so as soon as Billy finishes making his own spaceship, the Lucia. Thus, you won't see her on many dates, and she's more likely to be found reading gossip magazines on board her ship, the Lovely Angel. Tragically, her beloved Billy, who became an engineer, was captured and forced to construct deadly weapons at a prison on Poisonville. He died there, and even after his demise, his pendant continued to signal out to Yuri. The dirty pair liberates all the other captured engineers, and when Kay discovers Billy's fate, she chooses not to tell Yuri the truth directly. Despite this, Yuri eventually does find love with a man named Dan. He becomes an elite explorer, more specifically a crusher mercenary. Yuri's child, Joe, succeeds Dan.
The simple names in this: Dan, Joe. This does seem like an entry anime here.
And in this line of work. That's right, Crusher Joe is apparently a spin-off sequel to Dirty Pair. I had no idea. It should go without saying, but Kay and Yuri are both essential in this pairing. She's a certified favorite too. You can't really have one without the other. They may argue all the time, but when separated, it's clear they're best friends. As for a ton of side characters, Giulietta is a young woman who just got married to her husband Romeo and awaits a romantic evening with him. Kay and Yuri are pursuing a genetically engineered cat, and Giulietta misunderstands, thinking the cat is some woman Romeo is cheating on her with. It's very silly. In pursuit of that same cat, the girls face off with a pair of twins named Jerry and Lon. They happen to be pro wrestlers. Len's older brother is the engineer.
Not fucking Jerry. Okay, so it's Dirty Pair. Did you pick two of the same Animu franchise? Taku.
Better known as the Dirty Pair for their antics. While these girls are similar to the original Lovely Angels, they're different enough to be considered separate characters. Flash's incarnation of Kay retains her tomboy attitude, but with even crazier hair. Her birthday is January 1st, 2231, and she's from the planet Worko. She's not against meeting a hot guy, but it's usually not her priority, as she often argues with Yuri for being distracted on missions. That's not to say Kay performs much better, as she's on her 4th probation at the 3WA. Her academic score is low, but she's a talented sharpshooter who uses a custom blaster. In this continuity, the original Lovely Angels are named Molly and Iris. The latter is Kay's predecessor, and because she can't get over Molly's death,
Alright,
she's
seems like
fallen
that's
into
an
despair.
AU. Ooh, what's this one?
Next up, we've got the anime series Noir, which tells the story of two assassins for hire who use the codename Noir. They're caught in the scheming of an ancient organization known as the Soldats, who have secretly infiltrated all facets of society and control the world from within. Muriel Bouquet was a young girl born in Corsica to her parents Laurent and Odette. The Bouquets owe their influence and wealth to their tie with the Soldats. Unfortunately, this comes to haunt them when the Soldats covet Muriel to be raised as a candidate for Noir, a pair of prophesized assassins who will serve as the Soldats' twin swords. Not wanting their daughter to be raised into a merciless killer, Muriel's parents refused and were consequently more than either could.
Got a theme going on here. Everybody's being forced to not be killed. Everybody don't want to be a murderer. And I mean, I guess you become a cop to not be a murderer, maybe. I don't know how things with the space police are. I mean, all they gotta do is like shoot your ship and you're done. We don't know the fatalities. We don't know the numbers.
To play along, Muriel fights to continue living for her own sake, just as her parents wanted. In a tragic twist, the one who actually killed Muriel's parents is her current partner Kirika. She was raised by the Soldats as another candidate for Noir, and her first mission was murdering Laurent and Odette at the young age of 8. Not knowing any better, she simply did as she was taught, killing without emotion. Her memory loss and partnership with Muriel wind up part of the Soldats' campaign to test her skills in genuine, mortal combat. For most of the series, Kirika's memories are repressed, leaving her clinging to the hope that she might actually be a normal girl. She wants to attend school and be like other girls her age. Yet, she continues to be hunted down by armed men and responds with an innate talent for killing that she can't explain. When the truth comes to light, Kirika begs Muriel to kill her, but by that point, the two have already gotten close. They rightfully turn their gaze on the Soldats, who have been manipulating them their entire lives. As one raised right in the Soldat's nest, however, Kirika struggles to establish her own.
All right, my brain's dumb for this right now. We gotta figure out what the teams are gonna be. Who are we taking with us? That's very important. It's Camelot. We're going to fucking Camelot. And as per usual, we do it with our friend support here. All right, you all aren't cool anymore. Get out of here. I don't want to see your faces. Disband. Go start another band. Thank you. All right. Well, we know who our caster's gonna be. And let's actually take a look at her. I don't need to sort. Here we go. Fairy from the land rain. Fairy from the land of rain. Increase NP gauge each turn for all allies. We might give her that 5-star, what we just did out. Gain C stars each turn, increase... Oh. Increase attack. We know this is good, and then it said cut your life into pieces last resort. And she's at... I used the super ascension on her. Figured why not. She's probably best we have. Well, I mean, Skatey and all them, but hey. Look at this. Four arts, debuff, a lot of things. Actually, we'll put her in, get the team together. So we'll give her that. We'll also watch a video on how to use her. And she just came out. All right, Saber. He's one of Charlemagne's knights. He doesn't belong here. What about you? Where are you from, Tamlin? Where's your biography? Okay, Fairy Britain, Knights of the Round Table, you're in. Team Tamlin. Okay, what else do you got going on, though? Oh, I don't know if we get sunlight on the field. It's not that seasoned. I heard Britain's kind of rainy, my dude. Okay, Pro Buster. Yeah, get him a Buster up. This seems like you. This seems your thing. Box of Confessions. I don't know what you gotta confess for, just do you. Alright. Which one of you archers? I've heard argument that I should go with Robin Hood. And I don't think that's terrible, because I kinda like him. Okay, he's pro arts. He's pro the arts in school, so we gotta support that. That's what he steals from the rich for. This seems up his alley. So does Cleaner. Cleaner, for my boy. Lancer. Well, he's going. Elizabeth Bathory, Team Child Murder is gonna have to take a break. He gets increase when he gets attacked, right? So we wanna get something to... I'll of course forget about all these things. E-Seal. Like, we can have it like if he's attacked, like it's pro us. But who actually uses a CE ever? 500-year obsession. No one wants to look at Zulkin's face. Could give him... You know what? That's fine. Rider. Okay, once again, Camelot. Who would King Arthur be like, you're cool? None of you, to be honest. You all... We could go with Bonnie. But Medusa, though. I like her. Still, like, I know just 3-star, good for her, but like, she's cool. Let's get you a quick up. Oh, yeah, Sakura. She'll hang out with you. Okay. Look at all these wonderful people we got. Saberface. She's coming, though. She's been pretty good. Said, and she gets extra C stars just for existing. Just for existing. So there's 4 C stars a turn for her. Oh, I'm getting hacked, so my computer's getting hacked. They're trying to steal my servants. Not you. Is Galaxy T part of the fucking round table? Who's she? Thank goodness they put the profile. You're Greek. Get out of here. I just now learned that Greece is part of friggin' Europe. I always thought it was like an island doing its own thing. We'll go Saberface once more. She's been pretty. I love Berserker Jolter. I don't know if we're getting Jolter on this team. Tack up. What you got? Tack up, Buster up. This seems right up your alley, girl. All right, now for the time for the 2 special ones. Who's getting wilded carded in here? Here's everybody. Ooh. Well, obviously. Yeah, that's good. You hang out at the pool. You need your casino. It's between John and Jolter. I don't know who you are. I feel like... Well, I need to also watch... I also need to watch a video on Jolter, because like apparently she's like the bestest there ever was, and there never will be any better. I'm not feeling any of these for you. I'm not. Yeah, you know what? I think this would be good for her. Maybe she can just kill humans. Is there enough? There's humans that know. Is Camelot got humans to kill? Knights and whatnot? You don't need NP strength. Oh, this will be good. Okay. There, this is Team Camelot right here. All Saberfaces, Ryder, and Robin Hood. We gotta level up Robin Hood, I see. Everybody needs a good level up, except her, of course. And while we're here, let's just learn about ASIC. What do you all call her?
ZTL Industries is not responsible for...
ZTL made a video on how to use the servants, I think. I'm gonna go set up some teams. It's just a chill stream today, honestly. Like I said, nothing cool happening with roles and just getting ready, but might have some interludes later. Might learn the secret about John d'Arc later.
ZTL Industries is not responsible for any goon maxing that takes place in this video. When anything Morgan...
What's goon maxing? Academics write in. I don't know what that means. Does that mean like, is that like when you're a VTuber fan and you got a really pretty room that shows up in the room reviews with all the merch? Is that goon maxing?
It appears ZTL becomes possessed by a spirit and is unable to control himself.
We've watched ZTL before. He sounds like Voice Critical. He's got that voice.
Alright, red alert. Everybody to your battle stations. Get your Saint Quartz ready because they have dropped wife number 2.
Well, in the intro they did.
Yes, we now have Ace the Savior, Ash the Savior, Tona Liko, Morgan 3, Summer Morgan, whatever you want to call her. It does not really matter. You need to get all hands on deck because this servant, not only are they absolute wifey material, but they are also really dang good. So good, in fact, that they tricked the entire community into thinking that they were bad and tricked me into not thinking that they were better than they actually are. See, one thing we'll kind of get into.
Is she good? Is she not? Oh, I don't know. They got me confuzzled.
Especially when we get kind of around Ace's third skill, is how it interacts with people like Koya and Sky, and how it's like really good, you know, in double Koya and Sky setups. But she turned out to be better because turns out this is a Buster character that you can do Buster looping with without any Koya and Sky needed. She just says,
"Nope, don't need it. I'll make my own system. Thank you very much."
Which is insanely valuable if you don't have very strong looping characters, and because Buster characters don't really care about the composition of nodes, whether there's 3, 2, or 1 guys, as long as they blow them to Kingdom Come, it makes her really valuable if you just need somebody that can chunk through nodes really well, and also give a little bit of mild team support here and there. Just a couple of little buffs that I'm sure won't be too broken. So strap in, get comfortable, we're about to glaze my wife in this video. No pause.
We just chilling today, watching some videos, learning how to play the game. We're gonna do a few interludes, and then they said interlude. We're gonna do the John Arc interlude, at least that. And then I really want to do the lottery quest. We might save the Christmas one. I need to do the Christmas soon, though. We gotta have Christmas in July. Gotta get Santa.
Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, but we're diving right into this. Pause. This video is sponsored by Coke Shop. Are you somebody that is wanting to get more bang for your buck when it comes to Saint Quartz, but you don't want to do anything that's too below the board? Well, have no fear. The sponsor of today's video, Coke Shop, is able to help you out with that, and it is something that I myself have tested before putting it out there to make sure that it's legit. So just know that I put my account on the line, got me some Saint Quartz because I didn't want to, you know, put on the ad read, and then it turns out to be a sham. But nope, they completely delivered within 24 hours to give me some Saint Quartz to use towards my Ace the Savior summoning video, so I can confirm that it is legit. My account is still here. And it seems to simply work by them just purchasing Saint Quartz in a cheaper currency. None of that refunding below the board nonsense. So if you're trying to stretch your dollar a little bit, or maybe make your GSSR pulls just a little bit more cheaper, considering using them down in the description down below. But with that being said, let's start diving right back into our content. Starting off with her hits. And they did this exactly for me. Double Buster, double Arts. That means if you're in need of somebody in some weird immortal team comp, Ace will be able to do that for you with flying colors. Because she can not only help out your art supports by getting those arch chains, but she can also do a couple of devious Buster chains and get some nice Buster crits off. But aside from that, the hits themselves are actually fairly average. 0.62% NP gain with 3 hits on the arts, 4 on the quick does mean that, yeah, you can get some pretty decent refund going if you manage to land a crit, which isn't too hard to do. She's providing stars, Merlin's providing stars, Lady Avalon provides stars. I mean, who doesn't provide stars at this point? So getting those crits is not going to be super hard. And now I do take a little bit of offense so we don't have like a crazy 8-hit extra attack. At the very least, Tucson did decide to bless me specifically by giving my wife the 5-hit extra attack, which, if you're not in the know, is a composite card that gen stars NP and does big boy damage. And because you're most certainly going to be NP5ing this character, because how could you not? Look at that adorable smile. You'll have enough coins to get the append skills upgraded for this character, meaning you can turn that extra attack into the omnipotent extra attack. But if you're not like me and you're not a deranged madman, then some of the other append skills you might want to consider might be her second skill if you want a little bit of extra flexibility in farming, as if you really need that with this character. But hey, different farming needs call for, you know, different append skills, I guess. The third skill is pretty good, just free damage against Berserkers, so not only is she locking down all of the assassin enemies in the game, but Berserkers are
Ooh. Anti-Berserker team. Okay.
getting absolutely booty blasted into the game. And yes, the irony is not lost on me that my wife, Tonalika over here, is doing more damage against my husband, Morgan. Yeah, the joke is not lost on me on that one, and I do actually find it a bit funny. But do also keep in mind that there will be other append skills added in the future, and specifically the 5th append skill, the one that reduces some of your skill cooldown, is
Might go get another mystic skill. Might go use. Let's make a fucking. We'll make one more team, Berserker, anti-Berserker team. And then I don't know. Test it out. Get the other mystic code out of here.
really good on somebody like Ace in particular. So if you are going to be going for just one, maybe two copies of Ace, and you're going to only be able to do a couple of append skills, especially if you're going to use your coins to try to grail her to 120 if you're that much of a madman like myself, consider maybe saving some coins for that 4th and 5th skill if you're not really in need of the 2nd or 3rd skill, even if they are really good. Looking at my wife's passive skills over here, though, we have a lot of just general good stuff. Nothing particularly insanely broken, right? It's not like immune to all status effects or something along those lines, but hey, the 12% arts performance buff is going to be very nice for those double arts cards that she's rocking. They're going to be doing a little bit more damage, but notably refunding just a tad bit better because of that arts buff. The debuff success rate is fine. The debuff resistance is okay. It's a little chance to not get stunned or attack down or whatever, you know, that's always nice. And then Fey Eyes is actually pretty interesting because it gives her a 12% critical attack chance resistance, which is just fine to have as a passive skill. You know, it's not going to break the game or anything, but it's just nice to have. But all right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's start diving into this meal. Let's start off with her first skill, Fairy of the Rain Clan, which is doing quite a lot. It's giving the entire party 10% NP refund every single turn for 3 turns. She's genning 10 stars every single turn for 3 turns, giving herself a 50% battery, and then giving herself 20% NP damage for 3 turns on a 7-turn cooldown. So let's just unpack the easy stuff here. 50% battery, that's obviously insanely good, not that hard to comprehend. I mean, off rip, you could already just use her for Koyanskaya Buster farming if that's your prerogative. If you want to do something.
Goon maxing isn't YouTube friendly? Why is that why the disclaimer was here? Thought there was a warning that it was coming up. Oh no, it's a warning that it wasn't coming up.
Along those lines, by all means, 50% battery makes that doable. Now you may say, well, ZTL, isn't this 50% battery being on a 7-turn cooldown not conducive to the Buster meta and how Koyanskaya wants to do farming? And I would say, put your hands back in the ride, sir, and just wait till we get to the 3rd skill. I promise you, she'll be able to fly with passing color. But let's look at some of those other effects. 10% NP every single turn is obviously very, very strong, not even just in 90++ setups where you might want to have another servant build up a little bit of extra NP because they don't have as large of a battery. Even in challenge quests, the fact that all of your supports are just passively regenning 10% NP regen, I mean, think of the people you want to use her with. Your Merlins, your Koyanskayas, Castorias, other Morgans, I mean, whoever you're going to use with her, Lady Avalon even, maybe Scotty will actually fire her NP if you bring her into these team comps, right? It's just insane that you're giving everybody 10% battery for 3 turns, while also, again, providing 10 stars every single turn on top of what supports and even some other craft essences like 2030 are going to be doing. You're just going to always have stars in rotation and NP damage. Bro, I know Oberon is smirking in the background saying, oh my goodness, the
stars.
Technical Morgan Oberon team up is stronger than ever because now she has her own base NP damage that he can overclock with his 3rd skill. So just a lot of really strong stuff in this first one. Moving over to her 2nd skill, Charisma of Adversity. Now, this was a skill when it came out, a lot of dum-dums online thought it was bad, but think about it this way. It's a charisma buff. It just gives everybody 20% attack for 3 turns. And then it has a special buff that if your party's HP is at 100% at the end of the turn, you refund 10 stars. Very, very simple 5-turn cooldown. The reason people thought this was bad is that they saw that you would get additional 10% attack buffs whenever your HP fell below 99, 75, 50, and 25%. And they were saying, oh, well, this is something you can't consistently get to 25%. But remember, you don't have to. You're using this just because it's a charisma for the entire party. You're gaining extra damage. But then also consider that if you're going to be using her with people like, say, Koyanskaya, the main Buster support, she already lowers your HP with her skills, so you're going to at least get a 30% because you're going to fall below 99%. Or, God forbid, you're doing something with Black Grail, you're always going to be under 99%. So, baseline, it's 30%, and it actively updates. When your HP falls below these certain thresholds, the additional attack buffs will proc. They'll be grayed out whenever you're at full HP. You'll have like 4 different attack buffs that aren't live, but you can see in some of the background gameplay that they will start to light up as you get lower in your HP. So really, you shouldn't view it as, oh my goodness, how am I supposed to get this massive 60% attack buff? View it as a 20% attack buff that you're probably going to get 30% on, because again, things like Koyanskaya and Black Grail, or God forbid the enemy breathes in your direction, right? You know, you'll be able to proc those. You know, it's obviously going to be a bit more usable going into CQs where you might actually take some damage, but it is already good and it has the potential to get better as a fight goes on, and by your own means of lowering your own HP. So very, very
I need a team that can just wipe out things. Or maybe this will be like an NP Lupin team. I don't know. Who's good with NP here? None of you ever. Skatey, you're not on... Well, we need Robin Hood on a team, don't we? Let's get him. Oh, we got Tamlin as well. Tamlin's just been chilling. We need to... Gotta build a team around Tamlin. This will be the sword team.
Strong skill, but not really the main highlight of Ace. It's more just like a nice appetizer. Looking at her third skill though, Last Resort. This is the one that caused everybody to just think this character was terrible on launch. Because what happens is this skill is on a 10-turn cooldown, but it starts at cooldown 5 when you enter the battle, so you can't immediately click it. And you know why you can't immediately click it? It's a 50% battery for the entire party, gives everybody a 3k guts for 3 turns, and it gives everybody 30% NP damage for 3 turns. So she's already got 50% off rib. That makes her insane with Oberon because, again, reference the third skill, plus Oberon's got his own 20% that he can give her, so 70% NP damage being overclocked by the third skill, that's almost...
I'm beginning to think he likes Morgan too, all this wife and husband talk, but like... Do you get tax credit for multiple waifus?
A fully maximum broken Black Grail. I mean, that is a lot of NP damage she's giving herself. But what I never understood is that you could immediately have access to this skill with people like Koyenskaya, or by her own effect on her NP, which we'll have to talk about to explain this. Looking at Ace's NP, it's doing a lot of really good things. For one, she gets invincibility for 1 attack, that's just kind of nice. It's added layers of protection to make sure that she doesn't go down. She has a strong power mod against evil alignment that, interestingly, does not scale with her overcharge, but with her NP level. So unlike other characters where you want to focus on overclocking their NP, putting them behind other characters, you don't exactly need to do that with Ace, although it's still really good to do so, as we'll get into in a second. If you do wail out a little bit, get her to NP 2 or 3, her power mod just natively increases. So NP 5, you just have access to full power mod all the time. And then she reduces the enemy's defense by 20% for 3 turns. Just matters for stuff like follow-up face cards if you need it, or a boss fight where you need to fire numerous NPs. You'll be doing more damage as time goes on. But the reason her third skill is so accessible is because of one of her overcharge effects. You'll see that depending on whatever overcharge stage you're on, you will reduce the cooldown of her third skill by 1 to 5 turns, which you'll see is why I use her with stuff like Demonic Bodhisattva, because it gives you innate 2 stages of overcharge. Use her with Koyan Dark, who I've liked a lot more because of what she allows in these setups, and then after firing your first NP, you just have a full cooldown done. Technically, I think you only need to hit 4, but if you hit 5, it's really whatever. I mean, you're getting more buster damage. Who doesn't love more buster damage? Because also remember, after you fire that NP, you also get a cooldown just because you go from turn 1 to turn 2. So really, if you can get to overcharge 4, which is not all that hard with, again, stuff like Demonic Bodhisattva, or again, they've been putting out more event CEs that do give you overcharge stages, it's not all that hard to do.
These using... I'm distracted. Ooh, that seems like the team there where you just win. Is that just the winning team? Sounds like my Animu music playlist.
Dude. And that's only if you wanted to fire her NP numerous times. I mean, you'll see in some of the setups I use Ace for all 3 turns. You know, there are obviously some setups where I might just want Ace to take care of waves 1 and 2, and then she passed off a massive damage buff over to Kukulkan over there, and then she can finish out the fight. That's where she can kind of flex a little bit as a really decent Buster Looper or type of DPS servant, and then she can kind of flex into doing that support role. Because, again, remember, 50% battery, 30% NP damage, guts, plus the attack buff, and she's also refunding their NP every turn and giving them stars. I mean, whatever they dropped people like Ruler Scotty or the original Koyenskaya, you know, they gave them an offensive NP, I'm assuming to try to balance them so they weren't as broken as, say, like a Castoria or a Merlin. So they were like, oh, well, if we give him too good of a supporting NP, then it's going to be kind of bonkers like some of these other characters. But with Ace, they bridged the gap, I think, perfectly well. This character not only is able to be a really solid DPS, unlike where Koyenskaya or Ruli Scotty might kind of fall off in some areas because, again, they really do just want to be supports. They don't want to be your primary DPS. She's bridging that gap perfectly. She's getting enough buffs that she can do really good damage, but is also doing a lot for the party to make sure that things are flowing very efficiently. Whether you're bringing Buster guys next to her or Arts people, she'll take both of them. And again, she could do stuff like the Immortal Team comp things, not as good as someone like Morgan, because Morgan works really well because she wants to be in the front line, the front of all the NP chains so she can overcharge everybody else. Ace wants to take advantage of that and get the overcharge for herself so she can kind of give more NP spam to everybody with that third skill by just pulling it down every couple of turns. Because again, it's not a one-time thing. It's just every time you fire her NP, she gets cooldown on that third skill. So it can become quite spammable, which is also where people like Koya and Skya come into the factor of things. Because if you just fire, you know, your first turn normally like you would in any Buster comp, you know, you have a 50% starting charge CE, you know, you pop your 50%.
Not gonna lie, this might be the problem with this channel right here. And by channel, I mean mine. This is all going right over my head. Guys, what does DPS mean? Not joking. I think I've asked this before.
Battery, you know, you clean up the first wave, and then you get to that second wave, your third skill is going to be on a 4-turn cooldown. You have double Koya and Skya. Each one of them individually with their battery skill can lower your cooldown by 2. Bada boom, bada bing, you got it already. You're able to just pop off immediately with it. Although in that scenario, you probably would want to save the 50% battery because you're going to need it when you plug suit in Oberon, but you know, you could get it as early as turn 2. Maybe you don't need her to do wave 3. Maybe you're like me and you're using her in combination with like a Kukulkan or something, and you plug suit out one of the Koya and Skyas. She just makes your teams really easy to work with because not only can she clear some waves, but the buffs she's giving people are just kind of ludicrous. I mean, I don't need to repeat it again, but attack NP damage, 50% battery for everybody for free is kind of crazy. So yeah, this servant is definitely worth rolling for. Even if they're not going to be your primary DPS, they are still insanely strong for just what they enable you to do and how easy they make your life. I mean, for the last, I think, year of events, I've just...
You're right, I could do double skatey. Yeah, we'll try that. Maybe we'll try that on the Mystic Code thing. Actually, we'll just try it right now.
Just done team comps using Ace when I was realizing that this character was way better than I thought they were. Because I was still trying to use them whenever I thought it was good, but then I kind of realized, oh wait, I could just use them to enable all the good Buster characters I have on my JP account, even if I don't have my own Oberon, or at least didn't have my own Oberon at the time. Now I do have him. So thank
do it on all these people. Okay, so I need a skatey. That one, and then we'll just problem. Okay. See if I can pull this off.
things with Ace can get even more disgusting. We could do even more damage. But yeah, it just was a really nice thing to do because, you know, I have like NP2 Kukulkan on my account and I just never get to use her because I don't have Koya and Sky. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Ace is crazy broken. Never mind. So I would highly recommend rolling for this character. You have a ton of anniversary courts. My wife will do you just right on your account. She will raise your account level into the stratosphere.
Whoa, this bitch is a throne. What's this do? This seems complicated. Okay, so like... Okay, so I want to use this first turn no matter what. Okay, gotcha.
The only reason you wouldn't want to summon on Ace the Savior is because you're going to be rolling for Berserker Castoria, because she is also arguably the best unit to come out this year. You know, I think it really comes down between people like Ace the Savior and Berserker Castoria because they're just really, really nuts. Obviously, Kukulkan as well, but we don't talk about that freak around here. That's a freak of nature right there. I don't know what they were doing when they designed that character. We're talking about real normal characters. You know, these characters that actually have restrictions and limits on them, not Kukulkan, where they just didn't feel like balancing that character at all. But anyway, character is very, very strong. Unfortunately, you cannot use this video as a summoning catalyst because I'm going to be cashing in all my summoning luck whenever we go live and we summon for this character, unless we've already gone live when it initially dropped, in which case, congratulations me on my NP5, and hopefully I'm not setting a bad omen for myself. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know if you're going to be rolling for Ace the Savior.
So DPS basically means dopamine hit per head per second, seeing the numbers get on the screen. I gotcha. We figure out things better through learning on the battlefield, as they say. Ooh. She's cool though. She's pretty. I like all those braids. Oh! Okay, that's why people like her. Okay, I don't need Archetype Earth no more. I'm fine with what I have. Oh, I think we'll be just fine in Camelot. I think we'll be just fine in Babylonia. Okay. We'll get it back up. We'll get it going again. See how you do on your own. See your animations here, okay? Dead. Oh, and we're pulling in sea stars too. That's a big part of this. Oh. But we don't have the reduced cooldown one. We gotta fix that, don't we? I keep forgetting to set those things correctly. Dude, Skatey's cool too. See if we can blast these bitches. You'll get it. You and you. Bye. Just hanging out in Fuyuki. Hanging out, chilling real cool. What was that? We didn't finish that? Guys. Not cool. Alright, we should be able to do this. I mean, we're on turn 7, that's pretty... I know that's pretty pathetic by Epic Gamer standards here, but we're just testing. Getting some Mystic Codes. And it would probably help... I probably need to get Skatey's third ability unlocked sometime this century. That'd probably help too, I'm sure. Hell, let's go. We don't even need to. We don't even need to gate the sky it. It's just fun. I don't think I need to. I think everybody will be dead after this. I said everybody would be dead after this. That's not what happened. Kind of frustrating. Servants! Now we gotta watch this twice. We gotta watch a whole castle fall down upon the planet twice. So at least they won't be able to touch us with our swords. I can show you the world. Well, this probably won't be that good no more, but hey. So she would be good with healers too, I'm assuming. So she can stay at 100. I can't believe you didn't kill them. Oh, you're supposed to be the best, Morgan, Lady of the Water. Why are you level 80? I think I gotta level her up to level 90. What is this? It double Skatey. What is this? Why can't we have peace? Is it because I won't unlock that third skill? Okay, take it home, Skatey. Kill that zombie. You know what it did to your parents. You know what it did when you were... What was Ruler Skatey's thing? She's too busy fucking all the Norse gods all the time. Well, she just fucked that guy up too. working on my Archer Rin fanfic, by the way. I'm gonna fix the Fate community, and I was looking at the reverse Fallen in Love fanfic, and I will appreciate it because it's a fanfic rec. It's the first one I got, but it's an AU, and I don't know what it's going for. So I'm just gonna make my own. I'll announce it when the time comes. A white woman has written a fanfic about a hot anime guy. Tell the local news. Oh, we gotta do this 3 times, huh? Oh, well, we're good for an assassin theme here. Let's try this again. Or let's do 2 of them. Fuck it. I think I saw her true name. She gives us +4. Ooh, Castoria defense. Just ghosty ghost. Alright, everybody, enjoy. Things for everybody. She's the damn, like, what do you call it? She's the sweepstakes. Okay, support. What? There we go. Publishers Clearinghouse, The Servants. That's who she is. $38 C stars, first turn, I'll take it. Well, turn 2. This might be working. This might be working. Well, what will we do on the 3rd round? All of our HP still up all the way. Oh no, not the Ancients one. It's better and wise than the rest of us. Ooh. Well, I mean, at least we could say we did better than last time. Go away, y'all. Okay, that one's mine. Alrighty. Maybe, just in case we fail this time, maybe we can get a loot. A loot for no one. You're gonna be seeing this a lot. Hey, though, you know, though, I wanted Morgan for this very reason, but we got her. I wanted Merlin for all the nice abilities. I wanted Archeroid to clear waves. I feel like we got it. I do feel like this is a good servant. We got it all in one go here. Yeah, I got so much QP. One day I'll work on these skills. But I feel like if I just keep going along the Singularity, turning in all these exchange tickets, by the time I want to work on skills, I'm gonna be so flushed with money and materials. The Lost Belts won't even know what's happening. Look at all this. So many fruits. This is all our fruit anyway. Let's try again. for keeps. I don't know, is there a good writer that would boost these people? Let's try... I'm gonna try something. Where are you? Someone's gotta have her. Hey y'all, where the fuck is Da Vinci? Yo, you guys are making me go outside the friends list. Where is it? Someone's got Da Vinci. Don't see her. I see her lovely craft essence everywhere, but not her. There she is. Chase has her. I don't even think that this person ain't even my friend, but Chase, whoever you are, we're gonna make this work. I guess I'm saving this teapot so I get the other teapots. I heard something amazing is gonna happen, and I'm gonna want all the teapots for it. I don't know if this is true or not. I can't complain about the rolls because we got so many good servants, but maybe it's because I did the top 10 despairs thumbnail, so it found me. Alright, let's kill it. You do this, because why wouldn't you? Will this work? Will this work? Yep, first turn, okay. We don't need that right now. So we tried double Skatey, double her. Double her was a war record, but now we're gonna try Da Vinci. I don't think Da Vinci will get her Noble Phantasm up in time. We keep that up, so... Oh, Fatal, here we go. This is where you shine, girl. This is your time. Okay, I see. So these extra attacks are locked out because you need this one that takes 5 turns. So you're right. So you want the debuff on her. I got it. Figured out, I think. She's no longer a Rain Witch. She is the Lady of the Water. I'm confused. I thought she was Morgan Le Fay. Is Morgan Le Fay every character in Arthurian legend? We're gonna have to learn some Arthurian legend when we go to Camelot. Y'all are just telling me that he fucked his sister and that's the end. I don't know about that. Alright, Da Vinci, do your thing, gal. Heal. Alrighty. Let's arch this up. I could have had Ryder Da Vinci, but I got Assassin Cleopatra. Never forget. So we better get used to this animation. I'm allowed to turn these to like fast, aren't I? Can I do that on their profile? I think I'm gonna check that out. She's gonna be with us for the long haul, I believe. I mean, she's not as cool as Ruler Artoria, of course. She might do good with Ruler Artoria, because we can switch cards in our favor when we need to. Come on, y'all. It's taking a bit long. It's supposed to be... I guess because the goal of Fate Grand Order, you see, guys, is we're supposed to do our greatest. Oh, did I never even use this? You know what? Let's save it for 2 turns. See if this does anything for me. Okay. See, critical miss? I've never seen that before. Okay, one more turn. How do we survive? You ain't gonna kill anybody. And if you do, you should kill Skatey. She told me some things. Alright, we'll see how this works this time. Bye, Skatey. Said it would be you. The things you said. Words matter. Alright, well here's the problem. I'm not a full health no more. Alright, so we did that, and now we drop this. Okay, I thought it would unblock them out. Oh well. So it is a summer pool party. She's a summer servant, so she is Summer Morgan. She's also the lady of the lake. You see, the other ones go to the ocean. They go to the beach. She just wants to go hang out at the lake house. Fucking finally. Okay, other Mystic Code acquired. Alright, I need to level up Robin Hood. Need to take care of my archers. Also gotta work on Tamlin. Trying to get everybody up above board and level-wise, whatever embers I got. Think I can buy some, too. Alrighty. The combat uniform. I believe this one gives us, like, guts and stuff, I think. That's the one. Oh, this is the one with the cooldown, isn't it? Oh, no, I got the one with the cooldown, I think. That's the one that'll up our NP. I don't remember. Okay, memorial events. We'll do this next. I'm gonna put on the Tales of Magecraft. First one, we're gonna learn about the Swirl of the Root. Hope everyone's hype. But I will be back. I will be back in exactly 2 minutes. I gotta go do something very quick, very quick. Not even 2 minutes, already back. Alright, lessons in Magecraft time. The root. I am curious about the root. Because like I said, I always assume that they can do that because Merlin can do it. That Grail is like the legal system. It's based off the precedences.
I presume you're here in order to learn of Magecraft. I'll have you know, there's no room for the weak-willed in this course, and despite your best efforts, the sorcery of our time is but a fraction of what it once was in the Age of Gods. Much of the craft is established through pedigree, and the culture of mages is riddled with deception and moral depravity. That said, if you insist, I shall do my best to educate you in this miserable, yet fascinating world. Today I shall speak of the foundations of Magecraft, also called thaumaturgy. In essence, Magecraft is the reenactment of mystery, performed by mortal man. Mystery, in broad strokes, refers to the supernatural, exceptions to the workings of our planet Earth. To become master over nature is to derive power from a source that supersedes nature. In other words, to access the root. The swirl of the root is known by many names. Akasha, the vortex of radix, even heaven to an extent, though technically it can have no name. It is an empty space beyond the world and time, a metaphysical locale from which all existence comes and ultimately returns to.
So it's a live stream from Final Fantasy VII, right? It's just the live stream? Got it.
Very souls emerge from the root as concepts given form, or origins. We call such things mysteries, precisely because we lack a firm grasp on their nature. Why do we exist? Just what is life? Do we have a purpose? These ontological inquiries have plagued us since our inception, and mages look to the root for answers. It is aptly named Akasha for the Akashic Records, an archive of the world's nearly infinite possibilities. There was once a time when the world flourished with magical energy, or mana. Some mages were hailed as magicians, able to channel energy directly from the root with ease, enacting miracles. This Age of Gods is named precisely because of its gods, beings of divinity granted life through human worship. Various creatures, phantasmals, roamed the earth in abundance, and yet such times are no more. The Age of Gods declined as man began to rely more upon science, which admittedly has its merits, but wound up leaving these mysterious beings with no choice but to abandon our realm, the world, for a separate space, the reverse side of the world. Since then, mankind's greatest legends exist.
Isn't it cool that we get to take them to Camelot with us? They missed it. They missed it. But now they get to know.
Only as such, mere legends, stories that are nigh impossible to verify. Yet, mages continue to recreate these miracles, and have almost universally made it their goal to establish a connection with the root once more. Magecraft, then, is only the mimicry of miracles, a far cry from the true magic of those who managed to reach the root and live to speak of it. This is the greatest achievement for a mage, to seek the swirl of the root and obtain true magic. In other words, to transcend from magus to magician. In all of human history, only 5 mages have successfully done so. They are truly magnificent, using their acquired magics to master the human experience.
So it's Merlin and that Zelrich guy. I don't know anybody else. Any true ancestors getting there? No, she got in there. Kuka, the Garden of Sinners chick got there on accident, I guess. Just a weird day.
In an academic sense, it encourages mages to continue their pursuit, and yet, they all struggle under the same exact dilemma. The very will of our own planet wishes to keep us from the root. This is a function of the deterrent force, otherwise known as the counterforce. Possessing true magic allows for one to, if inclined, drastically threaten the Earth and its inhabitants on a global scale. To prevent this, the planet's will manifests in two forms, Gaia and Alaya. Gaia prioritizes the survival of the Earth itself, whereas Alaya is a unique derivative, prioritizing humans as an important part of the Earth. The system is not without its flaws, however, as the pursuits of humanity are occasionally at odds with the well-being of the Earth. With trends throughout history, such as the decline of the Age of Gods, Gaia and Alaya have diverged and will occasionally conflict with one another. The question remains, just what does the counterforce look like? Because of its nature, mages find it hard to identify. It is, for the most part, intangible, a force which acts to manipulate the world by passively steering humans away from danger, like the hands of fate. As such, it can be difficult to determine if and how it will react in various situations. But nonetheless, mages find themselves failing to reach the root without a scheme or power strong enough to overcome it. Of course, the counterforce also intervenes in worldwide threats by employing agents who pledge themselves to it. These are counter-guardians, but their relevance will be addressed in another lecture. Noteworthy example.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in Robin Hood. I want to know more about him. Like I said, I don't know the Fate Extra lore. He looks like he's an Extella Link too, I believe.
Of mages trying to thwart the counterforce include Soren Araya and the Einsburns. Araya was
Well, this is fucked. I'm gonna have to grind to get him up. I guess that's what I'm doing. Grinding Robin Hood.
a Buddhist monk who preserved his mortality for 300 years. By witnessing countless deaths, he developed a sense for perceiving people's origins. Combining this knowledge with practical studies at the clock tower, Araya devised a method of bypassing the counterforce that involved the rarity known as Ryogi Shiki. Her origin, nothingness, maintains a constant connection to the root itself. Araya wished to use her and her mystic eyes of death perception to trace this connection to the root. To distract the counterforce, he caused conflict between Shiki and other descendants of demon hunters, while also constructing the Ogawa apartment complex, an architectural feat invoking yin and yang, sheltering the repeated deaths of its inhabitants. Even with all this preparation, he still failed, as the counterforce operated through Shiki to slay him. The very phenomena we call the Holy Grail War was originally designed as a means of bypassing the counterforce. At its core was a complex spell.
You think they could sell tickets, pay-per-view tickets for the Grail War? Did the other mages, like, at the clock tower even give a shit? I don't know. I'd be like, the high pass battle once every 80 years or whatever with the mages and the fucking King Arcturs? You ain't gonna watch that? What are you gonna do? Just go back to school? What the fuck? Like, there's concerts, there's farewell concerts, and then there's the Holy Grail War.
Infused with homunculi called the Greater Grail, which granted mages the ability to summon heroic spirits, a feature intended to be used only by the counterforce. By using the counterforce's own heroic spirit system against itself, mages would summon powerful familiars who, when defeated, would return to the pure mana that comprised them. This mana would be siphoned into a vessel, the Lesser Grail. The Einsburns planned to use this tremendous stockpile of mana to form a direct path to the root. This concludes our lesson for today. In summation, all things that exist come from and will eventually return to the root. Magecraft has steadily declined on Earth since its inception, and mages of the modern era seek the answers to life's deepest questions. At the core of our universe, mages seek the root's power to transcend their magecraft and obtain true magic. This ambition is at odds with the planet's own will to protect itself and the humans who reside on it. Thus, very few mages have ever succeeded in obtaining true magic, with their attempts to reach the root becoming more and more elaborate. In my next lecture, we will go over the known true magics and their
Robin? You are costing me pure prism, sir. Sir?
wielders, which I hope will serve to demonstrate precisely why ordinary mages covet the root so ambitiously. Until then, class is dismissed. You are welcome to ask me pertinent questions if you so choose, but do bear in mind that we still have much to cover.
What question is there to ask? It's the live stream. Everything came from it, goes back to it, but now the question is, where'd all the magic go? Where'd all the magecraft go? Did Moses take it? I think that's what happened. I think when Moses, like, got cursed or whatever, that's where the magecraft went. Mystery solved. Alright. I'm looking for... Here, we'll watch this. It's wonderful, I swear. It's Saber cleaning people's ears. Enjoy. ASMR. Do you feel it? Do you feel her in your ears? Your waifu, she's here. Oh, yes, she's getting in there. Oh. Just kidding, we won't do that. That was enough of that. No Sonic, there we go. Just getting Robin Hood up to snuff, since he wants to be Mr. Extra. Oh, I know she's a true ancestor, because she's a vampire on the moon. That's how that works, right? I think this is a good enough level for him, right? For Camelot? I mean, I was getting everybody level 60 and whatnot. It's just... One more, Robin. You get one more. Because I'm just that nice. What the hell was it? The snake jewels. That's what he wants. Spending all my money on him and spending time on him. There. That should be good enough for him, I would hope. I had to grind for all these back in the day. It wasn't so simple. Okay, while we're here. While we're here, though. I got a lot of these leaves. I got 1,030 of them. Now, nobody here I don't think needs up right now because we're not taking them anywhere. So we might as well get the other people. Get you. Ooh, I got a servant as a present. Let's get them all. Why not? There, I should be out now. Yep, 30. Ooh. Too bad I haven't needed the phoenix feathers. I'm just up in those. Not that. That's too much for me this early in the morning. And by early, I mean 2 p.m. There we go. Look at all these lovely ladies. She is my favorite of the Skahas. I just can't help it. Rulers. Psst. Was that the Christmas one? Shout out to you if you're into that. Now, I've always wanted the assassin version of her. That'll do. She's got a fox! She's got a pet! Oh! I want it! Want it. Alrighty. Give Robin what he wants, what he needs. Then we gotta get Tamlin up though too. Enhance. Ascension. Oh, someone else wants to ascend. Joke's on them. Need a Chris? You're gonna have to wait around. There you go, buddy. Not doing it again though, Robin. You mind your manners and behave. Kid Gilgamesh is gonna start getting jealous. Oh, he took his jacket off! And he's also got a bird, but it is not a fox. Archer. Level 60 is what you're getting today, buddy. I can handle that. Here, eat it. Eat it all. And then, yeah, Tamlin very quick. And we'll get right to the event. What everyone's been waiting for. Whatever this anniversary stuff's all about. No one was waiting for it, but hey. You're good. You're good. Well, we don't got any, like, saber embers at all. Ooh. Sorry about that, Tamlin, and your busty armor. You can have these to make up for it, though. I'm sure it'll do you wonderful. These? Look at that. Oh, that's level 24's worth. They can give you these ones. Little baby ones. Is that what the fucking shitty bronze ones are for your first ones? Because then they matter, I guess. Super! Not what we're looking for, though. Not enough. Not enough super. And we're still probably not done leveling people up. Like I said, I think I can get some embers. That's what's been nice about at least all those summons is I got mana spears for them, because I don't pull in too many mana spears. Okay, now are you gonna be a whole thing? Okay, you're behaving for right now. I don't know if I like this outfit better or not. Your powers don't change in your evening gown, huh? Ma'am, are there any training grounds open? Check. Oh well, let's get to doing something. I'll worry about that later. We've got... I hope there's a little fun event to explain this. You like the ear cleaning ASMR? Ah, there we go. That sets the mood.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't going.
Alright, I don't know if I can handle these two right now, but I can handle this one. We're taking her with us. We already got one. Wow, you didn't... Wow, Fate Grand Order, don't give me a CE or nothing. Ooh, I'm glad to have order change, actually. Order change is great. Alright, let's try it out. That's not her name. Oh, we just doing battle? No story? That'd be like, hi, my name is the Rain Witch. I'm gonna, like, destroy your house. Werewolves today, everybody. Alright, so ideally what I want to do But do I just want to wait? No, because you want to use it when everyone's attacks up. And then reduce. Well, we might as well use it all. And then reduce cooldown by 2. You're all ready to go, though. We don't gotta worry about you. You're not even mine. I'm not worried about you. You're fake Castoria right now. Oh! I like this one better! I'm changing her. I can change Noble Phantasm animations, right? Get wrecked, you slut golems. You heard what I said. Here we go. What's better, yellow sparkles or water stuff? Like, we already talked about how sick the aquarium was in the Persona Gacha game. Did you see how he just kicked her in the face? How rude. Skatey, you were first because you weren't supposed to do that. Fine, we got our hundreds. No, not the Rhyneck! No! See, now we'll watch them back to back. Here's the water one. I like the water one better. And then, you know, the castle's gotta fall from the earth again, as it does. Please, we got guts for days. This is gonna be like the boss team right here. They can't do nothing to us. We put Castoria up in this bitch, it's over. What are they gonna do? Touch us or something? Please. Whoa, we have no sea stars though. I don't like that. Okay, y'all. Well, like I said, no HP is missing. We're all good. Hooray! Well, that was it, and I think we got a whole summon ticket for it. Get hype. It's nice they always give you one summon ticket. They're like, oh, look at this cool servant. You got one shot. You gonna pull it? You gonna get the 1 in a million? It's possible. You always hear about people getting things off one pulls. It's unfortunate, but it happens. You know what? Well, I don't want to do summer camp. Should we take on that Santa altar? Have we had enough of her shenanigans? We ready for Christmas in July? Gotta take one of these kids. Nursery rhyme, sure. We got an Avenger, not a problem. To where MHX goes team, I keep forgetting about that. How do you all work together? This seems like a fine arrangement of people all getting up on their bond. It's Christmas, guys! I don't have any Christmas music. We just got Pokemon battle music, it's fine. I'm gonna take down a ruler. Oh, I forgot to change your form. I'm always gonna forget things. Thank you, chat. Why they gotta do this to my boy? Amakusa, my boy. I like him. I have him. He's great. He's wonderful. He's a nice guy. Remember when he was gonna give the whole world immortality and shit? And everybody told him, get your immortality out of here. How rude. I don't got the cool one. I forgot it. I forget things, like I said. People all mad about immortality, please. Give me some sea stars, please. Ooh, good job, Jolter. This is why you make the big money around here. Oh, well, Amakusa, why'd you do that? Sure, she's not effective against you. But hey. Let's do this. Well, it'll be dead. Come on, it'll be dead. Fucking Jolter will kill it if it gets there. What's it matter? Not bad for a terminal dream. I knew it! I knew it! Fake Grand Order was a coma all along. Finally got my evidence. Got a beast heart. That's always worth it. From Jimmy Mr. Beast himself, I heard. Dun, dun, dun. What do I do with the celebration portrait ticket? Do I like exchange those in for like, I don't know, faces? Oh, I got 10 days to do all this stuff. Oh no. We gotta up our levels. Gotta up our game. What are the daily quests today? Alright, so I thought there'd be like a story there or something. I thought, you know, something cool. Might need to do some training grounds. I'm gonna do some more leveling crap up. Noble Phantasms. Gonna put on another video. This video is gonna ruin my headcanon. Another history video. Extra History, the best history channel I find. Jeanne d'Arc. Was she real? Question mark. What was the 100 Years' War even about? Why'd they fight it for 100 years? People gotta go back to work. What were they doing? Why did England and France not get along? Just like chill. You got land over there. You got land over there. Just chill. Nah, they wanted to have a war for 100 years. So I'm gonna find out all about it. And then we're gonna do the Jeanne d'Arc interlude as promised. She's gonna tell us our story, the story here. And I believe she's coming with us. She might make an appearance in Camelot, I don't know. Maybe we'll never see her again because we got ASIC here. Said I love extra history. Why couldn't my history teachers teach me this way? I just need colorful pictures and relatable humor and explanation.
July 1st, 1392. King Charles VI is riding at the head of his army, and the leper has been following them for a half hour. "Turn back, noble king," the leper shouts. "You are betrayed."
Hello there, Moss. What is this? What? No, you didn't. Nuh-uh. What the how? Why? And you're already in the process here, are you? Got some grails going on, do you? That's too good.
Those words again and again. As the minutes pass, Charles begins to sweat. Is he in danger? This whole expedition is to punish a man who'd tried to assassinate his best friend. He eyes his courtiers. He feels them watching him, but when he looks, they look away. It is so hot. A page, drowsy from the long ride, drops a lance. It clangs when it hits the ground. "Traitors!" Charles shouts, drawing his blade. He rushes forward, hacking at his retinue. Stunned and unwilling to draw swords on their most Christian king, all the courtiers can do is wrestle him out of the saddle. But by the time they pin him to the ground, 5 men are dead. Charles stops struggling. His eyes roll back in coma. The courtiers exchange looks. The king is in the grip of madness, and soon France will follow him.
This episode is brought to you by our lovely patrons over on Patreon, whose support directly helps make all of our extra history videos possible. Seriously, you are all the best. Thanks a million.
Before the mirror,
I will just never understand human nature and just like how we're just evolving so fast now as opposed to them, where it's just like, why are we here? A god must have made the earth, and God said these people who I guess have cleaner hair than us, someone in their relatives fought a battle one time, so they're king, and that bloodline's sacred. So even if you got a tyrant that like murders all the people, kills civilians, makes it impossible to live, well, his son might do better because, you know, we got the name, the culture, the tradition, but like nobody had the hot. Well, I guess you can't criticize the king. If you can't criticize, if you get rid of free speech, you don't got free ideas, I guess. They just haven't created a free speech yet where everybody can share ideas but not have stupid fucking ideas. We need another 20 centuries for that.
miracles began. Before the siege of Orleans, before the saints appeared to a peasant girl, France was a country cursed by God. And that began with King Charles the Beloved, or as he became known, Charles the Mad. Because that first psychotic episode...
So I bet the son of this guy is the one that burnt our girl Joan of Arc on fire. Why'd he do that?
would not be the
Jolter, of course. Who cares about the other one? She's fine with it.
last for the French king. At times he was perfectly lucid, able to rule as he used to, but then he would slip, failing to recognize friends and family, not understanding that he was the King of France, instead insisting he was St. George, or wearing thick clothes with iron bands sewn in because he thought he was made of glass and might shatter if touched. And on occasion, he would run wild through the halls of his residence. Court officials had to brick up entrances.
If you have to brick up entrances so you can't run around, I worked at a nursing home. We had a patient like this. That's just what he did all day. He just ran around. You probably shouldn't be king. You should probably find someone else. I don't know about this. But then again, I feel like a lot of these kings are fucking figureheads and shit, and they just all got a council that does everything.
To keep him inside. With Charles incapacitated and often confined, rule fell to a council of regents overseen by Queen Isabeau. And this wasn't actually the worst time for France. There had been a truce in the 100 Years' War, and the country was at peace. People were thinking about taxes, not armies.
Oh, well, then it's not 100 years. Bee! With the cute, very cute bee.
Because here's the thing. While Charles was unable to rule consistently, he wasn't dead. The crown hadn't passed to his sons. It was all about the council, and as councils will do, this one split into factions. Particularly as the older generation of council members died, leaving their seats to their children. Two main groups emerged, the Armagnacs and the Burgundians, both led by men of the royal bloodline. The Armagnacs were led by the king's younger brother Louis, Duke of Orleans, powerful, rich, and famous for his voracious pursuit of women. He was extremely close to the queen, suspiciously close, some said, even whispering that her third son Charles was actually fathered by Louis. Economically, they wanted France to remain the traditional agricultural country that it was. On the other side were the Burgundians, led by the king's cousin, John the Fearless, Duke of Burgundy. The Burgundians.
So instead of just having parties you elected, you just basically have, this is a side that's here, and this is what they want. Then you'd have this side, and you're like, we want more. And then that's how elections were done. I got it.
Held large parts of northeast France, where there was heavy English influence due to the invasions of the 100 Years' War. And they were tied economically to Britain via the textile trade. So perhaps, not surprisingly, they were interested in developing France along an English model with strong cities and increased emphasis on pasture land and sheep farming. They also supported different popes. Yeah, there were like 3 popes running around at this time. It's a long story, we won't get into it. But their issues weren't all ideological. Other things that came between them were very, very personal. Rumor had it that Louis had tried to seduce John's wife. But the gist of the whole thing is that a decade into the council's existence, these factions were locked in a struggle to control the throne. Relations between the factions had been curdling for years, when Louis of Orleans, leveraging his close relationship with the queen, started minimizing Burgundian influence on the council, while also buying up land in the Burgundian sphere of influence.
Didn't Marie Antoinette, like, just behind everyone's back fund a lot of the Revolutionary War? Like, these queens in France, can't trust them.
This also meant diverting royal gifts from John to himself, until Louis had an annual income 5 times larger than his rival. John the Fearless responded by adopting populist policies, whipping up the commoners and merchants by promising to abolish taxes that he
just
said
trying to get all
did
this
nothing
shit
but
organized so
pay
I
for
know
the
who I can
extravagant
sell.
court life.
Need the mana
With
spears.
tensions escalating, the two sides kidnapped members of the royal family, including the Dauphin, the crown prince, back and forth. Finally, they openly threatened violence. Everyone needed to cool down, the court decided. So on November 20th, 1407, the two parties reconciled in a court ceremony. But as they made their vows, a hit squad living in a rented house talked through their plans, sharpened their weapons, and bought masks. 3 days later, a shoemaker's wife looked out her window and saw Louis of Orleans leaving the queen's residence, a song on his lips. She looked away, heard shouts, and looked back. She saw Louis pulled from the saddle, thrown to his knees, surrounded by men with swords and axes. They struck him again and again, beating him like a mattress until a man in a red hood told them to scatter. The attack was so brutal that they had to scoop bits of Louis into his coffin. His severed hand, which he'd raised.
That'll show you for doing that thing. Usually nobles don't ever get this shit. It's the peasants and like proxy fucking people up. Like, we'll kill your whole family, but you get to live because you know noble blood or whatever. They weren't nice here.
To defend himself, became a symbol of Burgundian savagery. And John the Fearless owned it, arguing that he'd ordered the killing for the good of the crown in order to remove an evil and corrupt tyrant who defiled the queen and plotted to murder the king with necromancy. Charles, reportedly in a bout of mental, Henry V invaded.
Now, Isn't that what they said about Rasputin? Think they did. Then Elizabeth Bathory, she got sealed in the wall for murdering 2 people. The thing is, you just can't trust any of that because said what they didn't have the fucking news, the 24-hour news cycle in these cultures. It was just whatever the king said and the messages that got sent through money. They'd put propaganda on like coins and shit. It's true. So for all we know, this shit never happened and like he was just wrong place, wrong time, or his cousin fucked around with someone else's cousin. It's probably what happens 9 times out of 10.
Aided the divided France in 1415, as can be seen in our History of England series. But his campaign quickly...
Who were you saving for a year for? This chick? The Rain Witch? I got her, because I prayed to Sonic the Hedgehog.
...bogged down, and an Armagnac force caught him as he was trying to march to the safety of an English-held city. The Armagnac...
Oh yeah, you're the one who has her fucking goated. You actually did it. You were the person who saved responsibly for what you wanted, and you made it happen. You know how many other people can't do that? It's horrible. It's like it's a gotcha game. It's for impulsive bullshit. Especially if you wail, spending money on impulsive bullshit. And then they expect you to have the type of brain that's gonna save. The saving is hard. Just throw it on everything.
Armagnacs had more men, and the English were exhausted, demoralized, and riddled with disease. But there was the mud and the rain of arrows. The French knights were heavily armored,
Ooh,
but
I
their
think I
horses
almost got them
were
all.
not.
Now there's still a
And
few
by the
hiding in
time
here.
the armored
I just wanted to
Armagnac
cash 'em
forces
out.
slogged into the battle line, they were so exhausted they could barely lift their weapons. Men who fell drowned in the sucking earth. The flower of French nobility, 3 dukes, 6 counts, and 90 other nobles died in a single day. Many others were captured. But for France, the disaster continued when the Burgundians, seeing an opportunity, broke the fragile truce and made a grab for Paris. Instead of uniting, the factions played the blame game. The Burgundians argued that the Armagnacs had lost a crucial battle, and the Armagnacs claimed they would have won if the Burgundians had bothered to show up. The Civil War...
I worked at a place one time that makes conveyor belts, and it's cool because it's like how it's made, right? You get to see something made from the ground up. You create hot sauce bottles or whatever. I loved that job because my job was to like put product on the conveyor belt so they could test it because they got to test it over and over again before they send it to the client. And I never had to do any work because I'd work for like an hour and then the machine would break. And when the machine would break, so the engineer who made the machine, he'd go talk to his cronies in the corner, and then all the mechanics who built the machine would go to their corner, and you will never witness fully grown, like boomer-aged men turn to 16-year-old women very quickly. It's all the blame game. It's that guy's fault. He made the plans. Why is he so stupid? And then over here, it's, oh my God, why can't you put a thing together? Why are they so stupid? And then I played Animal Crossing. It was great. I got paid like $15 an hour for that. It's not great when it's happening and people are gonna die for it. That's not cool.
War continued, and the English advanced, with the Burgundians often standing to the side, an English ally in all.
Yeah, we're learning. I don't know. I think the Burgundians, they just seem like a bunch of assholes. I'm gonna say it because this picture, he's like, and he's like, "Nyeh." But they're not the get-along gang.
All but name. Soon, there were 2 Frances, with 2 capitals. Every level of society, from the plowmen in the fields to the academics in Paris, chose sides. And as France split, the royal family did too. Though originally an Armagnac, Queen Isabeau defected to the Burgundians after her former allies imprisoned her. But her surviving son, Charles VII, now Dauphin, despite rumors of illegitimacy, was literally married to the Armagnacs.
His mother-in-law, Yolande of Aragon,
Was a major string puller in the Armagnac faction. So when Isabeau ceded her power...
Oh no, not the Aragons. It's, that's the family Catherine of Aragon's from, who was the first wife of King Henry VIII. This is my history. I know King Henry VIII because, you know, drama. That was the original YouTube drama of its time. And she was like, that's like a legit powerful family name. So it was like bullshit that he divorced her. Like, he basically made himself spoiled goods. I can't even believe he got the other 5 wives.
powers as regent to John the Fearless, and the 2 combined forces to drive the Armagnacs out of Paris. They were also driving out her son and heir. He had to flee amid the monumental slaughter of the city's fall. The Burgundians held the capital.
I've had to
and
have
the
gotten
king
all
and
these
queen,
little fuckers
the
now.
Armagnacs,
Oh no,
held their
they're
heir.
everywhere.
This could not continue, it was decided. The Dauphin invited John
I'm
the
not very good
Fearless
at
to peace talks.
organization.
The initial approaches in July of 1419 went well, and the two agreed to meet on a bridge that September in order to hash out a final settlement, in order to end the Civil War. The confrontation was tense. John knelt. The Dauphin rebuffed him. Then something happened. Perhaps John put a hand on his sword as a mark of respect, or perhaps the Dauphin's Armagnac attendants just claimed he did. An Armagnac man buried an axe in John's face. The attendants beat him like a mattress and cut off his hand as John's assassins had done to their own lord a decade before.
Savagery, guys, calm down. We don't know if he fucked his wife or not. This is what happens. This is why cheating. The NRT wasn't to NTR. Is that the hot genre? The NTR wasn't cool in France, despite what some will say. At least with the nobles, I guess.
The Dauphin claimed that it was not planned, but he had motive, had arranged the means, and had the opportunity. Most of France, including his own parents, believed that their heir to the throne had lured a duke into peace negotiations and murdered him. So the new Duke of Burgundy made his flirtations with the English official and entered an alliance with King Henry. And the French royal family did too. After all, their designated heir.
Is Summer Castoria coming soon? Because it's kind of why we didn't use all the Saints Courts, I'm not gonna lie. We got tickets. Ooh, I think that's who we're rolling for next if the timing works out.
Was a murderer. No other issue could inherit the throne. But Henry had a claim. So a year after John's slaying, the king and queen of France disinherited their son, married the English king to their daughter, and officially declared Henry and his children the inheritors of the French crown. France was more split than ever, its throne given over to a foreign occupier. Every year the English and their allies pushed further south, and in a small village, a girl named Joan began to speak with saints.
All right, this is why we're here. Is this real or is this made up? Well, who the hell are we to speak to people getting voices and revelations in their brains and whatnot? I just know I wasn't there. I gotta see things with my eyeballs to believe it. Once again, propaganda and people saying things. So I'm just very curious who the players are around her. One of them might be a child murderer.
February 22nd, 1431, Rouen Castle.
Is it Annie Quest? Is that an interlude or something? I don't think I've unlocked it for her yet.
A young woman stands amid inquisitors and theologians. She is an illiterate peasant, yet 3 notaries stand ready to scribble her every word. This is a trial where she is both defendant and the only witness, and they are determined to rule her a heretic. They ask her about the first time she heard the voices. It was when she was 13, she said, in her father's garden. I heard the voices on the right-hand side, toward the church, and rarely do I hear it without a brightness. The voice was sent by God, and I knew it was the voice of an angel. Was it an angel, they ask.
It would be kind of garbage to be getting people for heresy for God talking to them, because of the first chapters of the Old Testament, that's how it worked. God had a cell phone and could just call whoever and be like, yo, Moses, I got this problem with this guy in Egypt. Do it. And then Moses was like, you do it. And God was like, I'm busy. And then it's like, it was like no big deal for God to just talk to you back then. So I don't know why it's okay in olden days to talk to God, but in fucking 1600s France or when the hell ever, no, not cool no more.
Or a demon. To the villagers of Domnery, there was little hint that Joan would go on.
Well, god damn it, y'all. We're gonna have to get through fucking Camelot so we can go to the 15th, get some Saints Courts. We can make it work. We can do it. I believe in us. Little bit at a time.
To do great things. She came from a farming family, humble, but with a leadership role in the village, and spent her youth spinning cloth and helping in the fields. Most expected her to live, marry, and die in Domremy, just like so many generations of girls had done before her. Though there were a few odd things about her. First off, she was a particularly devout child.
You know, it'd be so cool if this game auto did this for you. Just saying. They could. They just don't want us to be happy. That's what they said. That's what Type Moon told me. They said, we just want you to be happy with your waifus. We don't want you to be happy with the game or nothing. But you're going to keep playing it because waifu, they were right.
One so eager to attend Mass and take local pilgrimages that other children teased her for it. And on occasion, she spent excessive time at confession. Her little town of Domremy was a bit of its own world, with its own identity. In fact, Joan didn't even consider herself as living in France. The area where she lived was officially neutral in the ongoing
Okay, we
civil
got 'em
war.
all.
But most people leaned
Selling
Armagnac
the
and
fuck out of
considered the
'em.
Dauphin the legitimate king, which was unfortunate, since it was also surrounded by Burgundian territory
Who can get
and subject to
people can
raids.
get paraplegic
Growing
in
up,
this.
Joan saw Burgundian troops sack her village. What no one knew, though, even her parents, was that Joan heard voices. They came to her in light, using the language of angels. First, the Archangel Michael, then
Just saying schizophrenia is a thing, and when the only book in... Because, okay, so she's a peasant girl, but she's probably still going to church, because people just don't got Bibles. You can't just pick it up. You got to go to church. That's where you get the lore. People probably went to church just for fun, just to hear some stories, because that's what the Bible is, a book of the lore of that place, pretty much. It's no different than your Greek and Roman gods. Like I said, this is the legends. These are the hype shit. And that's all in your brain. And then I'm just saying, if you got schizophrenia, I'm just saying.
St. Catherine and St. Margaret. Initially, they just gave her religious and moral instruction.
Like, it's not like you can be like, dude, fucking just... Well, I guess you can say Satan's talking to me, but, you know, you can't be like crazy demon voice, Alistair from Has-Been Hotel, dude. Like, no, all you know is Bible names.
But when she was 16, they gave her a mission. For months, English and French troops had been locked in a stalemate at the city of Orléans. The voices wanted her to save the city. The voice told me that I should raise the siege laid to the city of Orléans, recalled Joan. And me? I answered it that I was a poor girl who knew not how to ride nor lead a war. Wait, what is that sound? Oh, look everyone, it's our friend the Context Fairy. Have you come to sprinkle asterisks into our episode? Okay, what have you got for us? Oh boy, we're gonna have to do most of this in lies. Sorry, Rob. But here's the gist. Joan of Arc is one of the best documented people of medieval Europe. I know it sounds amazing, but this illiterate peasant left a paper trail longer than many kings. And that's largely because of two spectacular
Here we go, the evidence. Bring it.
trials. The condemnation trial that opened this episode, and the later nullification trial that overturned her conviction for heresy. But it's hard to untangle whether the story we get from these records is completely true.
Well, this is why we gotta have double jeopardy. That's bullshit. You can't say she's innocent and then fucking send her off to war and then be like, you know what, you're not innocent no more. What the fuck, France?
For the condemnation trial, we get verbatim transcripts of Joan describing her life and visions. But this was also a rigged court, set up by her enemies. And
Joan of Arc and Jesus. This is the original cancel culture. We love you one day, get the hell out the next day.
she was arguing for her life. Therefore, it's possible she may have changed details or added to her visions in hopes of convincing the judges that these messages were in line with Catholic thinking. By contrast, the nullification trial, which happened 25 years after her death, mind you, was rigged by her allies to vindicate her. And they did that by collecting testimony from anyone who'd ever met or known Joan. But of course, that was after she'd become a martyred hero, which in all honesty, probably colored people's memories. So can we believe these accounts of her early life and visions? Well, maybe. For the sake of this story, we're
Now, I don't know if I really got all these people up to Noble Phantasm 5, but what I do know is we'll get them again and again and again, so what does it really matter? Like I said, I kind of just wish they'd do this for you. Just like auto add them until they're at 5, and then auto fucking sell, I don't know. I think if, like, Noble Phantasm 5 and extra doesn't do anything, because I asked about that. Like, does that get you extra mana or whatever? I don't think it does.
going to trust them. But it's always good to remember that some
66 mana
bias may be at
spears.
work. But okay, back to Orléans. Why was it so important? Well, for starters, it was strategically vital, providing access to the Loire River. If it fell, the English could finally roll up the Dauphin's territory in southern France. But it was also psychologically important, because this awful stalemate had come to symbolize this whole phase of the war. You see, when King Charles VI and Queen Isabeau agreed to disinherit the Dauphin and make King Henry of England heir to the French throne, That was game. All Henry had to do was live longer than King Charles, and he would be the legitimate King of France. And that was supposed to be easy mode, since Charles was mentally ill, in poor health, and 18 years his elder. But then, Henry dropped dead at 35. Charles died 2 months later, leaving the French crown in the hands of Henry's 9-month-old son. So in the
Our
north,
first
you had a
assassin
claimant to the throne,
ascended.
supported by a treaty, who was too young to be crowned for 15 years, and in the south,
Man, monarchy. Yeah, it took an angry hat boy to give peasants Bibles. I don't know who that was. I said I don't know my super Christian history. All I know is sometimes it's cool to be Catholic, and then sometimes it's not cool to be Catholic, and then they like Protestantness, and it's so weird. I don't know, maybe because I'm not Christian. I'm just kind of interested in the lore and whatnot. Like, so if you're a Christian who hates a Jew, you're mad at someone for eating half a book. It doesn't help when they call themselves the chosen people. That's just you're like your mom giving another kid extra chocolate or something. That's just not good for no one. And then you got, what's the difference between the Catholics and the Protestants? It's they can't decide the eating the cracker and the confession. I think that's what's different. This was the drama of the time.
south, you had a claimant that had the right bloodline, but who was disinherited and couldn't get to the city where all French kings must be crowned. When both kings were alive, people knew what they were fighting for. Now, the conflict had become a rudderless stalemate, with both sides lacking inspiring
Let's get Jolter up. Just they deserve it. They deserve it for all this slander, all this violence.
leadership or the comfort of a righteous cause. Joan's mission was to guide the Armagnacs into a holy war. After receiving her task, Joan slipped out of her village, made her way to a nearby town, and demanded to see the garrison commander. She was on a mission from
And yes, she deserves these more. She worked for it. She told me. She said she's gonna work real hard, Jolter did.
God, she said. He must provide her with an escort and deliver her to the Dauphin. The commander was not too pleased with this delusional girl and told her to go back home. But Joan came back, twice, and each time with more followers from the town and surrounding countryside. Eventually, he gave in, and some of his soldiers would accompany Joan to the Dauphin's court. But the road they would take wound through Burgundian territory, a dangerous proposition for a soldier, and even more perilous for a teenaged girl traveling alone with rough men. So Joan's supporters, the peasants and families of the town, decided she should ride in.
Where's Gilderoy? Is he gonna show up? I think that's Gilderoy. Fucking, yeah, the guy from the Chamber of Secrets. He's gonna show up and fucking child murder guy. Is Gil.
disguise. Joan cut her hair short, and the townspeople gifted her a horse, a sword, and a suit of men's campaigning clothes, the kind that tied together so they were hard to remove by force. And after her long journey, her entrance into court caused a sensation. This young girl had traveled nearly 200 miles through enemy territory to bring the Dauphin a divine message. She'd even dressed like a man to guard her chastity. And that, well, that presented a bit of a theological problem. You see, Joan was not the first holy woman who wanted to share religious visions with the Dauphin. He already had one visit him a decade
Oh, so he's over it already. He's seen these come and go.
before, and another who'd taken up residence in a cemetery to preach her visions. But they were a little more orthodox. Joan's message was a political one, and the manner of her dress violated Old Testament rules against women wearing men's clothing. But the issue was, Charles and his court absolutely believed that God sent angels and saints to speak to people. And if Joan's visions were indeed divine,
Okay, Bible, that's some bullshit right there. So women can't wear the men's clothes, but you defined what men's clothing is. Humans defined that. Fucking how? Sometimes women need to defend themselves. The Bible deny that. Like, are we all just supposed to get slaughtered? Like, sometimes you gotta run through the woods, and you need pants for that. Pants, like I think maybe you could just go in and like redefine what. That's just not fair, because the men decided what men's clothing is. So like, unless that's when God was picking up the direct line to the original fashion designer and said, men wear holes on legs, women wear one hole. That's what he said.
Turning her away might bring the wrath of God the Father on his already precarious court. Plus, her message that Charles was indeed the true king was a needed morale boost, and she was a celebrity with a following.
I'm running out of
People
pure
were writing
prisms.
books about her.
They're costing me money,
On the
these
other hand,
servants.
they also believed that demons could masquerade as angels. And if Joan were a pawn of Satan, inviting her into his court would similarly damn Charles's efforts to regain his rightful throne. And on top of that, he was nervous
One more.
about looking
Fucking
foolish.
goddamn it.
So
This is why
he
we got the
ordered an
feathers.
investigation. There would be a discernment of spirits, a series of tests to conclude whether Joan's mysterious voices came from heaven or hell. First, a physical examination. Joan called herself La Pucelle, the maid. And that didn't just mean young girl. That meant a virgin. This was a sticking point.
Of course, this is the end of pure
because
prisms
medieval
for a
theologians
while for me,
believed only
so-
virgin women could receive divine visions.
Thank God Jolter got it.
But after retiring to a private area, a group of noble women and nuns said she checked out. With that established, Charles then sent her to a group of theologians in order to examine her visions and beliefs. Were they orthodox? Heretical? Did they have a hint of brimstone, perhaps? Was she a virtuous person? Joan came back with a clean bill of spiritual health. She was virtuous and sincere, the theologians said, but they couldn't be sure if her messages really came from a divine source. But not to worry, they'd also come up with an easy way to check. Send her to Orleans. That's right, fit this teenage maid out in armor, send her with the reinforcements that were already headed to the city, and see what she could do. If she managed to break this intractable 6th-month siege, they would be pretty darn sure that God was with her. And if not, well, the most they'd lose would be a horse, a suit.
Well, God, this is more useful than fucking throw them in the water. If they drown and become a duck, then they're a witch. Oh no, if they drown, they're innocent. If they become a duck and fly away, they're a fucking witch or something. I don't know. So ducks were involved, I'm pretty sure. But at least this way, I don't know, you get an extra soldier. Fucking prove it. Prove it. Get out there. So she said the thing. She said, I talked to God, and they said, go prove it. Okay.
Of armor, and some men who were going there anyway. They sent Joan into a crash course of medieval combat, training her to ride a warhorse and move in plate armor, teaching her basic tactics. Then, they presented her with a white banner, embroidered with Charles's fleur-de-lis symbol of the Trinity, and her chosen symbol, the names of Jesus and Mary. And scholars, for their part, worked overtime digging into obscure prophecies that might support Joan. There had been a long-standing tradition that a maid would emerge to save France, and they marshaled every scrap they could find to support that, including a prediction that supposedly came from Merlin.
Wizards in history.
Son of a bitch, that's why. We knew it. Knew it.
Insane manipulation grind.
It was him. Alright, so I don't gotta have conspiracy theories anymore. The motherfucker in the root that loves pulling pranks and fucking giving people dicks did this.
So backed by shaky prophecies and in a suit of unfamiliar armor, the 17-year-old Joan rode off to war. Letter from Joan of Arc, March 22nd, 1429. King of England, render unto the maid here sent by God the keys of all the good towns which you have taken and violated in France. And you, archers, companions of war, men-at-arms before Orleans.
Maybe she had archers on her side, you know? Maybe she was a mage. Maybe that's why she came as a ruler. Dude, that would have been cooler lore than whatever demi-servant thing, like where you use someone's body to become like Ishtar is Rento Soccer or whatever. It'd be like if you're a master and you die, you go to the throne of heroes. Because you were a master, maybe this was a Grail War. 100-year Grail War between France and England.
Go away to your country, by God. And if you do not, expect news of the maid who will come to see you shortly, to your very great injury. King of England, if you do not do so, I am a chieftain of war. And in whatever place I find your people in France, I will make them flee. And if they will not obey, I will have them slain. Ooh, Zoe, you feel that? I'm getting tingles. It was a strange procession that came to relieve the besieged city of Orleans. At the front were not troops, but priests singing hymns and carrying banners. Then came the soldiers, and more numerous than
If anyone missed, Tam Lin showed up today, and Tam Lin's going to Camelot. I would have liked Saber Lily, but we got Angra Mainyu instead. It's fine. I know people who've never gotten Angra Mainyu and they've been playing for years. I think that still is the rarest servant.
either were the carts full of supplies. And leading them was Joan, dressed in plate armor, astride a white horse. Her pages and squires rode behind, carrying her new banner. It was a column of the devoted. The forces who saw her, Armagnac in the city and English and Burgundian outside, were all exhausted. At the beginning of the siege, the Armagnacs had centered their defenses around the south bank of the Loire, where a quarter-mile bridge, the only way to cross the river, was anchored by a gatehouse. But the English had taken that gatehouse in an assault, forcing the Armagnacs to blow the bridge and cut the city off. The English responded by making the gatehouse their headquarters and building a number of earthen forts around Orleans. This meant that the city was surrounded, but supplies could still slip through if they were swift and protected. Joan's party was armed, and before the English could sally out, they'd reached the bank of the Loire, where ferries could carry them into the city.
Good job, Warsley.
But there was
you got
a
her
problem.
for us.
When they boarded, the wind wasn't right. The troops and supplies couldn't get across. In fact, now they were vulnerable. If they remained pinned to the bank, the English could marshal forces to wipe them out. Then the wind changed. Upon her arrival, jubilation filled Orleans. As Joan rode through the narrow streets, throngs reached out to touch her, hoping for a blessing. These people had heard of this maid, the one prophesied to save France, the one who had brought them food, the one God had sent to them on a miraculous wind.
I know, I'm saving the Grail stuff, I'm saving skills, and I'm saving command codes for after the singularities are over. As I said, most of us beat them without those things, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Then that's when we'll get all overpowered for the Lost Belts, and they won't be a problem to us anymore. That Rasputin Kodamine Kire motherfucker.
She took quarters in a house set aside for her, and received a welcome from the city's commanders. And that's when Joan found out that not all was as she expected it to be. Her visions had told her to lead the Armagnac army. But these military men weren't interested in taking orders from a teenaged girl. They welcomed her supplies, sure, and the morale boost she brought was amazing. They invited
And
her to
there's a
councils
beach
of
here,
war, where they
perfect.
explained the tactical subtleties of siege warfare. And they even conceded that, maybe, she was on a mission from God. But sieges, they explained, were won by tons of supplies, artillery angles, and precise strategic planning. Success came in months, not days. They would wear down one earthwork, then the next, they told her. Joan, however, had developed an alternative strategy, an intricate plan to dislodge the English from their positions. It went like this, and follow me closely for a minute because this gets a little bit complicated and into the weeds of siege warfare. But her plan was, get 'em. Like full frontal attack, right now, on the strongest position. Huh?
I can't believe this is like her trial by fire. Like, go win the war and pretend you talk to God, or fucking go die. But like, if she's hanging out with the commanders and shit, like, she's not gonna get attacked when the shit. I don't know how fucking old-timey warfare worked. I'd just pretend to be dead till no one was looking. That's what I'd do. That's how I'd fight.
After all, God was with them and would reward their faith with victory. Upon hearing this plan, the commanders weren't so keen. They didn't want to waste lives and supplies on an attack that, even if successful, might damage the garrison in the long term. Plus, if it failed, they'd squander the high morale drummed up by Joan's arrival. Their plan was to go a little more of the Captain America route, using Joan as a mascot, sending her out to distribute food and soldiers' pay. Not to, like, put her in a place where she might get her head shot off with a cannon, which, side note, was a very real threat. The previous English commander had died from just such a lucky shot. But Joan was not about to be some lucky charm. She did the meet and greet duties.
Even Nero wouldn't dare lay a hand on this cute little boy right here. He did nothing wrong. He's just a good boy, Gil. Can't help it that he's a spoiled brat.
but also slipped outside the walls and observed enemy positions. During one outing, she walked to the edge of the destroyed bridge and called the English to surrender. Their commander responded with a rain of insults, calling her a witch, a coward, and saying that the French had taken her from a brothel and put her in armor. He would later regret those insults. But Joan's activities also won over the citizens of Orleans, because unlike the city commanders, Joan was fresh, she promised a quick victory, and she did things like ride out to escort new trains of supplies into the city. And as a result, support for Joan grew. When she rode into the streets, she could barely move due to the crowds. And on one occasion, a mob broke down the door to her house, desperate to see and touch her. Within days, it was clear to the commanders that some kind of action was needed to relieve the pressure. So, they picked an easy target, a less defended earthwork, but also didn't tell Joan, fearing she'd rush to the battle line. And yeah, they were right. Upon being woken and told of the attack, Joan strapped on her armor and rushed to join the troops. Not to fight, but to inspire. She carried her banner, displaying herself, urging them on. And they won. Hours of hard fighting gave the Armagnac defenders their first victory in months.
Here.
Faith in the Holy Maid
do
soared even higher. The populace sensed imminent
Now let
liberation.
Gil do it. He deserves
But while the
it.
townsmen and
Gil's won
soldiers
his battles
celebrated,
before. He's a good
Joan
boy.
turned inward. She'd preached holy warfare and the defeat of the English, but she'd never until now witnessed combat up close. It was awful, a far cry from the glorious victory she'd imagined. This was sadness, though, not doubt. God's will was not to be questioned. So the next day, with the fighting suspended due to a religious feast, she presented a revamped plan. Get home! Not the small fort this time.
That wasn't bad. I mean, she was poisoned. Like I said, I think we can use Robin Hood instead, and he's pretty cool. He's like second hottest archer.
The biggest, baddest English bastion on the North Bank. The one with the most men. Again, the commanders compromised. They would cross the river on pontoon bridges and attack the weaker forts on the south bank, taking the earthworks in front of the bridge. Then that done, they would attack the gatehouse. Now, was that get 'em enough for Joan? It was. The next day, the army marshaled at the city gates when they noticed that their numbers were larger than usual. The citizens of Orleans had flocked to Joan, organizing militias to fight for their maid. The commanders tried to get them to leave, but she insisted that they come. Joan's second day of battle was hard. The English had abandoned their outer works to concentrate forces in front of the gatehouse. She led the first attack personally, before the Armagnac forces were fully across the river, and was beaten back. The English pursued, only checked when Joan turned and bellowed for them to stop in the name of God. Context fairy, don't think I don't see you. We're just having a little fun. And then, it was a grinding, earthwork by earthwork battle. Joan led the assault, waving her banner and urging the troops on. She limped, one foot pierced by an English caltrop. It was bloody, but by nightfall, the Armagnacs held the earthworks around the gatehouse. The next day, they closed in. Citizens repaired the bridge to hit the gatehouse.
I want to see how cool all these people in Castoria play together. Moss loves Castoria too. That's cool. Too bad I can't ever see Ascension 3. That'd be cool, but I'm not allowed to. Alright. See how this works for me. I don't even know what these do anymore. Here, you can have some arts. Alrighty. Right thingy? Okay.
House from two sides. Cannons bombarded the thick stonework. They even sent burning boats in a fruitless attempt to burn the English out, but none of it worked. And as it neared dark, the commanders decided to starve the gatehouse into submission. Joan heard this and grabbed a ladder, because it was time to, and say it with me now, get 'em.
Oh yeah, video game references, because I don't know if people know this. Extra History is owned by, PAX. Penny Arcade, isn't it? Think I'm going to the Boston PAX next year. Should be fun.
She ran toward the last earthwork. Soldiers snatched up scaling ladders and followed her. They would take it by escalade, one of the most dangerous operations in medieval warfare, climbing ladders face first into the blades and missiles of the enemy. Joan threw herself into a ditch, passed off the ladder, and took her banner, yelling that God was with them. Thwack! An arrow slammed into the gap between her helmet and breastplate and buried itself deep in her shoulder. She toppled, carried off the battlefield by her pages. The English jeered that they'd slain the witch, and the attack stalled, men dying in the ditch as they tried to climb their way into English arrows. Rumors of the maid's death were rampant. And then, from behind the French ranks, a white banner rose. Joan stalked back toward the embankment,
was worth it. It was
clad
necessary.
in battered armor. Each step would have been agony.
Those soldiers had to go. That crab, definitely gonna get it if he keeps it up.
It had only been a flesh wound, but doctors would have had to pull the arrow through her shoulder in order to dislodge it. She insisted on rejoining the attack. Seeing their maid arisen, seemingly unwounded, the French rallied and scaled the final earthwork. English and Burgundian soldiers evacuated to the gatehouse, swarming across the drawbridge in such numbers that the timbers snapped, dropping a handful of men into the Loire River. Among the drowned was the English captain who'd cursed Joan only a few days before. They'd take the gatehouse by nightfall. The next day, Joan drew up her army on the north bank, in front of the English forts there. And to be clear, it was her army now. Sure, other men might command it, but these soldiers fought for her, for this strange holy maid who'd bled with them in battle. She didn't order an attack. The sight
Nero,
of
you're
her
about
force
to have
was
a bad
enough to get
time.
the English to
Just so
withdraw.
you know.
Joan had done what the voices commanded. In 4 days of battle, she'd ended a siege
Well,
that had dragged on
Gotta
for
remember
6
to do
months.
this though.
She had her miracle, and none doubted her mission or her power. She saved the Dauphin and opened the door to northern France. And for her next trip,
Well, no,
she would give the
phantasm
Dauphin
time.
a crown. Jesus Maria, Duke of Burgundy.
I need to update our soundtrack though before we go to Camelot. We're gonna need fucking Sonic and the Black Knight music. This is true. And I don't know, fucking Skyrim, I guess. That should pull us through Camelot. Just need Skyrim and Sonic. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. We just got to the next chapter. We on the last chapter?
Dragged Joan to the rear, and this time, the wound was...
Oh, okay, so she got an arrow to the arm. We'll keep this in mind. We'll keep this in mind when we do her interlude. She's injured.
February 21st, 1431, Rouen Castle. Do you swear to speak the truth in answer to such questions as are put to you? Asks Bishop Cachan. I do not know what you wish to examine me on, responds Joan. Perhaps you might ask such things I would not tell. Will you swear to speak the truth upon those things which are asked of you concerning your faith, which you know? Concerning my father and mother, and what I've done since I took the road to France, I will gladly swear to tell the truth. But concerning my revelations from God, these...
Well, she did the thing. She did the thing. She went there. She came back. You gonna reward her? You gonna do it? You gonna say, oh, you're totally the person who talks to God. They got her back, right?
I have never told or revealed to anyone, save only to Charles, my king, and I will not reveal them to save my head. It's the first day of Joan's inquisitional trial for heresy. She is both the defendant and the only witness, and she's arguing for her life. Joan survived the leap from the tower, landing on a soft patch of earth. But the fall had gone badly, and she laid injured until her jailers collected her, her voices whispering comfort.
I don't
But
want
her
a gold
worry
one.
came
I
to
want
pass.
the regular
The
one.
Burgundians sold her to
Grr.
the English, and there would be a trial for witchcraft and heresy
I don't know
conducted
if
by
I
her
can get
enemies.
all this.
As they prepared, Joan languished in prison. English and Burgundian lords visited to Lirat and Groper. She was constantly alone with male soldiers. She still wore men's clothing, though, for it was a greater defense against assault than a dress. Outside her cell, the inquisitional trial was taking shape. At its head was Bishop Pierre Cachan, a clergyman who'd been a long supporter of English interests in France. In fact, he'd personally negotiated Joan's sale to the English. So this trial was not exactly fair, because you see,
Our boy Gil, her fucking little friend there, Gil, child killer, caster, Cthulhu boy. He didn't even mention it all. That was her homie. Maybe it was a cameo. I don't know. I don't think he got mentioned.
After Joan got Charles crowned at Arras, the English, not to be outdone, had rushed their boy king, Henry VI, into the country in order to crown him King of France. But Charles was still claiming, through Joan, that God supported his claim. However, if Cachan could prove in court that Joan was either a heretic, a witch, or a liar, it would go a long way toward undercutting Charles's claim to the throne. It was a trial designed to discredit Joan and her visions. Yet Cachan knew it couldn't be
That's a lot of fucking... What the hell do those two got to do with each other? And oh my gosh. Kangaroo court politics, John. It sucks.
an obvious hit job. Everyone knew the English and Burgundians hated Joan and expected a slanted court. Therefore, the verdict must be unimpeachable. Cachan insisted on following strict procedure, enlisting some of the finest theological minds in France to serve as examiners. Every questioning session, every move by the court, every piece of evidence would be recorded. He wanted everyone to know how they'd come to their conclusions. Yet his initial background investigation wasn't promising. An investigator sent to Dorame to dig up dirt came back empty-handed, and a group of English noblewomen confirmed Joan was a virgin, meaning she wasn't lying about being a maid. But that still left the charge of heresy, of harboring beliefs that differed from established church doctrine. And if Joan refused to recant, that was a death sentence. So the dance began. Joan insisted that they let her take mass. The prosecutor, for his part, insisted that she could not hear mass while dressed as a man, and Joan...
So, like, that's a nice thing about Jeanne d'Arc being a ruler servant, right? No mana transfers for her, that'll ruin her whole lore. You can't do that to her. No. Virgin ghost forever. Abstinence.
Joan countered that her garments protected her. Then the questioning portion of the trial opened, with Joan standing in a castle hall amid 50 or 60 churchmen. Now she had an audience. Joan began sparring with the court over her oath to be truthful. She agreed to answer questions about her past and her faith, but not her visions. It was an argument that would repeat every day. And over the next week and a half, the court would probe her about her past, her beliefs, and every step of her journey since leaving Dorame. They asked about whether she had disobeyed her parents by leaving, about obscure village folk beliefs, and of course, about her visions. Her examiners were learned men, versed in theology, and with decades of education in canon law. Joan, by contrast, was an illiterate peasant who had only recently learned to sign her name on the letters she dictated. Yet, she pushed back. Her voices told her to be bold, to argue, to challenge. And though not traditionally schooled, she had a sharp mind and had absorbed much in her years as a devoted Catholic. On the third day, when the inquisitors asked her whether she believed she would go to heaven, the court held its breath. Because, yes, thank you, Admiral, it was a trap. If Joan said no, she would be admitting a state of sin. But if she said yes, she would contradict church doctrine that humans could not truly know whether they were in grace. So either way, it would be an admission of heresy. If I am not in his grace, she answered, may God put me there. And if I am, may God so keep me. I should be the saddest creature in the world if I knew I were not in his grace. Her eloquence on the issues stunned the court. Questions of faith she batted away with ease that puzzled her questioners, and Joan reveled in this performance. But when speaking of visions, though, she evaded, circled, outright refused. And this was wise, because she was not as well versed in church doctrine involving spiritual beings, and if she spoke about it, might unknowingly create an opening. For days, Cachan and the inquisitors hammered at her. Who told you to wear men's clothing? Why did you do it, despite the fact the Old Testament forbids it? Name the voices. Convince us you've seen the saints. He urged Joan to describe.
Problem is, you probably fighting with a bishop or something. You probably can't get away with the other talking points about, oh, here's all these other things that the First Testament says illegal. I'm sorry, sir. Sir, are your fabrics? Well, I would assume the church people would follow, like, every letter to the law. I don't know. Everybody's a sinner, though. Isn't that the point? Or, no, Catholics, it's be guilty. Christianity, it's sinner, forgiveness, Jesus, I think. I don't know. Get educated one day.
Describe her visions beyond seeing light and hearing voices. Was it the voice of God, saints, or angels? If saints, Did they give her a sign to convince others that her visions were real? This, too, was a snare. You see, church doctrine held that saints and angels were beings of pure spirit, and they had no corporeal bodies. So if Joan described seeing them in the flesh, you get where he was going. He took away her audience and began questioning her in private in her cell. The cracks began to show. She said the voices were the Archangel Michael, Saint Catherine, and Saint Margaret, and that they appeared to her, solid as her inquisitors, and she knew them by the symbols they carried. And when pressed, Joan described a vision she'd had at Charles's court, where an angel walked into the audience hall and placed a jeweled crown on the Dauphin's head. But she still refused to reveal exactly what she'd said to the Dauphin in private.
She's a real one. She's taking that oath seriously. You gotta fucking approve of that. The real ones.
And finally, Cauchon considered using torture. And indeed, he showed Joan the implements, hoping the sight of these tools of pain would force a confession. But they did not. However, Joan was already ill, and they did worry that if they tortured her, she might die in custody. So tabling torture, they drew up their findings and read them to her. 12 charges. She would need to answer them the next day. May 24th, 1431. Joan stands on a...
Kinda wanna know what all 12 are. Like, isn't heresy just one? What the hell? Did she fucking go loot someone too?
A scaffold in a graveyard, formally charged with heresy. The prosecutors had determined that either she had fabricated the visions, or they were demons. Then, a surprise. If she doesn't answer these charges, they say, they will execute sentence immediately. Joan's voices had promised that they'd deliver her from captivity, but now time was up. She gave in to fear and confessed. The inquisitors had not expected that, but they were delighted. After all, the best outcome of a heresy trial was one where the accused recanted and was welcomed back into the church. Joan would live, just in captivity. They shaved her head.
I just want to remind you all. I need to turn mine back to look like yours. I'm just, my poor personal game. No guaranteed summons for me on there because I'm not feeling it. Rather go buy pizza with that money. But anyway, I did it all for you. I did it all for you, not getting Archetype Earth and getting Cleopatra. Just reminder, this to count the special one.
And put her in the dress she'd so resisted. But 2 days later, Cauchon got a message. He rushed to Joan's cell. She was back in men's clothes, agitated. One story said her guards had assaulted her. Another claimed they'd forced her into her old clothing.
I love Castoria as well. I just really like the third Ascension the bestest, just because I like the style. Like I said, I want to write a whole fanfic where she's like the pro tag. Be in my fucking fanfic writing now. God damn you, Fate. I was retired. But fucking, she's just cool. She's fuck cool. We've seen Saber. We've seen the sword. Ooh, sword hack things. I want fucking Mystic Sage Saber.
She babbled. Her voices were angry that she had recanted out of fear, and she worried God would turn her away. A confessed heretic could live, but one who returned to their sin must die. And so, the next day, they burned her in the old marketplace. One English soldier held a cross high so she could look at it as the flames consumed her, and the executioner ensured that nothing was left, no bones the faithful could venerate. And finally, they threw her ashes into a river. Cauchon spread the transcripts across Europe to show they'd been right to convict her. King Charles reportedly swore vengeance for her death, but he made no public statements. In fact, he already had a new holy youth, a shepherd boy that showed the stigmata. In time,
Oh, he got a new one? Okay, he got a new gotcha pull. He got stigmata.
The English killed him too. But if the English had hoped that Joan's death would change the course of the war, they were wrong. In 1449, 18 years after Joan's execution, Charles entered the English capital of Rouen in victory. The English were well on the way to being driven out of France. Where the father had been known as Charles the Beloved and Charles the Mad, the son would be known as Charles the Victorious. And part of that victory was to instigate a retrial, just as politically motivated as the first, that cleared Joan in 14...
It's Unlimited Blade Works Under the Sea. Yo, Morgan and Archer should hook up. I wish, why can't fuck when he's not doing counterforce shit? Maybe he gets to hang out in Chaldea when he's not doing fucking counterforce shit. He should, like I said, they should give him a pet or a friend.
1953. Because in the 22 years since the first trial, politics had changed a great deal. With the Armagnac and Burgundian at peace, everyone was eager to rewrite history, recasting the war as one of French against English. And of course, Charles's continued success seemed to vindicate Joan's visions. Even people who had participated in the first trial emerged to denounce it as corrupted by politics. Joan was no longer a champion for the Armagnacs. This soldier from a bitter civil war was now seen as a champion of all of France. And her status as a national symbol would only grow over the centuries. And in 1920, the same church that had condemned Joan as a heretic officially declared her a saint. The girl who had defended Orleans, taken the Loire castles, and failed outside the walls of Paris, had made one final conquest. For now, she'd stormed the gates of heaven.
And speaking of historically heroic acts, did you know that our patrons over on Patreon have been our defenders in ensuring we can continue to make this series for all of you? Because sadly, YouTube
Everybody watch Extra History. This stuff makes sense when they say it, unlike all of our history teachers. It's great. We're gonna go deal with Jeanne d'Arc now. That's what we're doing. I don't know if I got enough swordy things, but Tamlin's fine. Interlude time, I've been promising it. I haven't gotten to do a single interlude yet, I don't think. I'm gonna make sure to fix her before we do anything, though. I almost got a level up, too. There we go. I still don't think I got enough, but it's nice to know. Get rid of the screen here. This is just gonna be the chill background for the chill Fate streams. I gotta make my awesome Camelot. Well, we get the Welsh flag with the dragon on it. They got the coolest flag because there's a fucking dragon on it. Why has no one else got a dragon on their flag? I don't know why they all went. England went all Union Jack either. Union Jack sucks compared to the other flags. Bring back the lion and the unicorn. Don't let them other countries tell you how to be. I think we'll have fun with Camelot. We got all the saber faces. Check this out. The formation, because this is where the support setups where we keep the cool kids. Here, they're all coming to Camelot with us. All of them. I don't know why I gave Jeanne d'Arc fucking embers, because Jolter's coming. Jolter was really upset about all that propaganda and burning, so she's got to go to Camelot and yell at the English about it. And Robin Hood's here too, and Ryder. Because why not? Oh, I gotta level her up very quick. Sorry, important. Well, can I send? I can't. Fuck it. I'll worry about them later. We're going on interlude. Not like I'm using her right now. How many years have I played this game and I have a trouble fucking finding the submenus? We want... Okay, no, this is what we want. Interlude. Can do all these people too. But we want John, because she's our first 5-star that we got for free. And this is... Ooh, it's a caster battle. You know who's actually a really good caster? She's right here. This was my original caster. This is my caster that got me through the Singularity. I just NP spammed with her all day. You know what? Let's go all Camelot up in this bitch. I want to take Merlin. Let's try Merlin out with her. Okay, let's fix this. I don't know, I kind of dig this one. Fucking female Gandalf the White. I think we might keep with Ascension 1. And... Okay, so is that all I can change? Now I can go status, high. We need to start turning everybody to high. Especially you, Skatey. Not Robin Hood, though, because he's a good boy. Hey, Skatey, do you got a cooler ascension than the fucking last one? No, you're not even fully ascended. What am I saying? You're just hanging out. You're level fucking 60. Scrub? Okay, anyway. That'll be fine. So many people need embers. But we're here to have fun with John. Alright. I am having a dream. She is smiling happily. To kill all evil, to trample over evil, it's the right thing to do. That's why she's happy. That's why she's laughing. Ah, I don't know what kind of emotion, but still. Could that be something that is unattainable? There I was, thinking such foolish thoughts. Good morning, Sip. Again, Mash, again? Can I just wake up in my fucking bed not getting harassed? You look a little pale. I'm fine, Mash. Really? You've been fighting battle after battle lately. Fatigue could be building up in you. It might be better to rest up today. I'll let the doctor know. Ooh. Oh, Fu, can you look after Fu? Sure. Better you've gotten its shots. Great, thank you very much. Ooh. Fucking this thing. I'm sleepy. Master! What's up, John? You getting them revelations from God again? No, that's a squirrel. Don't listen to that thing. It doesn't know what's going on. Oh, thank goodness. This is no place to be sleeping. Where am I? I do not know either. Most likely this is France, I think. Or sometimes when you add ranch to it, we call it branch. Master just woke up. Master, thank goodness you're alright. I finished scouting the area. At the moment, I couldn't detect anything unusual. Communication with the doctor has been severed, which bothers me. Master, do you remember anything before ending up here? Not really, Mash. I'm used to this shit now. I was afraid of that. It's the same with us too. When I woke up, we were in this world, Master. For the time being, let's set up camp. The doctor will notice something is wrong, and then he'll find a way to get us out. At the meantime, we'll explore this world. If we find anything unusual, we'll fix it. How does that sound? I heard the difference between a superhero and a villain, Mash, is the people who say they're gonna save the world, hero. People who say they're gonna fix the world. Are we the villains, Mash? Good, alright, let's get going. Such a lovely breeze, it stirs in me the feeling I've returned to my hometown. Is that so? I was raised in Chaldea, so I don't really get that kind of feeling. But since you seem happy, Jeanine, I'm glad for you. I'm sorry. Jean, your hometown is Domremy, right? Correct, I just heard all these things pronounced. I wonder if it's close to here. If you'd like, why don't we pay them a visit? I'm afraid France is a very large country. I can't ask both of you to accompany for that long. Besides, I don't believe I should return. Not there. Not after what I did. When I decided to save France, I made up my mind that I could never return to my village. Oh, dude, Jeanne d'Arc should have done the anime thing and burnt her village down so she could never come back to it. Is that so? Have you ever thought about returning? You asked a cruel question, Master. Yes, I thought about wanting to return. Many, many times, especially whenever I felt the burning sensation in my old arrow wound. Hey! We watched your extra history. You did get shot with an arrow. That's all you got. You didn't get your head blown off with a cannon. Pretty rad. You never returned. No, even if everything went well and there was nothing to prevent me from returning. I just felt that I should not return. I mean, I threw it all away. My family, my village, everything. Well, that's a hero's journey. You can never come back home. Can't be serious. It's all hypothetical anyway. I was captured and put to the flame. It's all over now. I'm over it, unlike that other version of me. If we were to change that, I'd end up how Gills was then. That weirdo? But I don't understand why. On every occasion, people assumed I have regrets. That really can't be helped. You see, people tend to have regrets about their life for simply being young. Yes, you're right, that is quite correct. If I had time, I would have done what I wanted to do. Or I would have done the things I couldn't. Even if I didn't have either, I could have at least found something that I wanted to do. Humans have unlimited possibilities, and the younger you are, those chances skyrocket. But I simply threw that away. I was a fool, and certainly no saint. Whoa, she's not giving herself no credit. Really? Then I have two. You too, Mash? You a saint also? No, I mean, it's nothing. Forget about that, Master. I can see a town. Let's go. We must find out what era and the situation we're currently in. I think they're fine with me. So it appears. Thanks to Dark Janine's rampage in 1431, you got caught in a bad situation. But this town looks peaceful. Okay, so 1400s France. Thank goodness. If it's peaceful, there's nothing that could be better. Huh? What's the matter? The castle flag. It's the flag of England. This place? Fish and chips? Rugby? Get out of here! Yes, that certainly isn't the flag of France. This is a situation that needs to be fixed. We found a fucked up singularity, guys. Certainly, if they're oppressed, but it feels unnecessary for now. We shouldn't accidentally cause any trouble. Well, it's probably trouble to her. It means it was all for nothing. Absolutely. That is absolutely right, but... No, I'm sorry. I'm entirely your servant now, Demon Cringe. I don't get involved in politics anymore. Those got me killed. At any rate, let's gather some information in town. Excuse me? Yes, what is it? Can I sign your Blitzball? Actually. Pardon me, may I have a moment? What do you need? Hello there, what would you like? What would you like? Your finest pornography, ma'am. Master, this is terrible. What'd you guys find? A surprising change after all? I was helping too, I swear. No, nothing has happened. Yes, that's right. The town is peaceful. Only tiny squabbles that the law could easily resolve. But it seems in this world, England defeated Charles VII. And all France came under his domain. That means... That's right, I'm afraid I do not exist in this world. That's awesome. That means you're a wraith now. There's really nowhere else left for us to investigate. I guess we could check out the castle. That's it. But I find it hard to believe that English soldiers would allow us in. Yes, you're right. At any rate, let's get out of here. We weren't able to find any leads after all. I'm worried about tomorrow. Tomorrow is... Yes, I know. Tomorrow is another day. Thank you for saying that. You know what I would love? Cool, we got a lesson in Magecraft today. We learned about Jeanne d'Arc. Where the fuck is the next Project Mouthwash Abridged? It's been like a year. I mean, they put out like 6 things since Snap Cubes put out a thing, but fuck. Boy, that's my favorite yogurt. Oh, I'm sorry, I was praying to the heaven. Fate fucking Extra is gonna come out. I mean, not Fate Extra, Fate fucking Strange Fake's gonna come out before Project Mouthwash Abridged. Abridgers work too hard with their editing. I don't even think they need to put that level of work in. Has Mash gone scouting? Master, can I speak with you? Oh, at the end, this world is that... Yeah, this world seems chill. England has set up a proper government. Oh, look at this fan fiction. They're saying France should be gone. France should have been eliminated and everything would have been better. I mean, that's the argument we heard about the Revolutionary War, that eventually it just would have become a commonwealth anyway. Master, apparently I was never this... I don't know, though. We had a lot... America's pretty big. I don't know if England would have just let it go. Honestly, the leaders of fucking England would probably just move over to the US and make that the capital. France did not rise in defiance, was defeated, became the domain of England, and now enjoys peace. There may have been many twists and turns, conflicts, and other problems. And then you make England, like, the place where you raise the heir, you know? You send them off to Wales or whatever. Okay, so... This is Britain now. That's why we got our fucking saber faces. We're ready for Camelot. Thanks, Jean. You gave us practice. Thank you, but it's peaceful. There's no longer a heart-rending war. It's possible that I might even be in Domri. I could be living my life peacefully in that village, being a peasant. Common upbringing, common prayers, even a common romance. do you want to see? Are we gonna see her life? Just a little, but I feel like it would bring me pain afterwards. I'm sure that me over there is happy, so I want to pray for her just a little bit more. Master, go and join Mash and Fu, alright? And then a fucking monster is gonna attack us. Master, where's Jean? Hiding from you, because you're in everyone's business all the time. I see. That is indeed a world where Jean doesn't exist. It's peaceful. The world's just better without you. Actual proof. There's something wrong about this. John doesn't rise and France is not reality. There will be big implications on history to follow. I have a strange feeling about this. It's just too peaceful, you're right. Yes, that's absolutely right. This world's almost too peaceful. Monster attack? There's no trace. You'd think there'd be some more resistance for a land that was taken by force. There was absolutely nothing wrong in the town. To me, that's actually more odd. Let's take Janine back to town with us and look again. We need to dig deeper, I think. What's this? Hello there, how are you? Oh, what's the matter? What do you need? The current time is 1 a.m., right? Well, who's carrying around a watch in 1400s France? In this era, it would be safe to assume most people would be asleep by now already. But the streets are just as busy as during the day. I knew it, something's off. Let's head for the castle. The only place we didn't investigate during the day was that castle. Sure. Just gonna walk up in there? I guess you are. This is... Well, there's servants. There's blood everywhere. On the dance floor. And I'm sensing a colossal amount of magical energy. Gonna find out it's Elizabeth fucking Bathory. That's who's in there. The Wandering Ghost. French soldiers. No, there are Englishmen among them. No, they're attacking us. Master orders, please. Okay. Hit him real hard. You got it, Mash. I'm playing the fucking other... We'll play another gotcha while you take care of that. There we go. Alright, Merlin. Did you want to help today? That'd be cool if you did. I'm just kidding. Merlin, did you know that this whole John d'Arc thing's your fault? That's why you're here. You're gonna clear some things up for us. Yeah, I like this look way better. It's cool. Then we're gonna use him to get some more sea stars. All we gotta do to that is this. That's probably unnecessary, but nice to do. There we go. I probably could have NP looped on that. Why didn't I put Merlin last?
I am bloodlusted right now.
Don't worry, we'll get good at the game before Camelot. It's true. Well, I'm gonna come into Camelot with fucking swinging DPS for days. I know what that means now. Damage per second. I've been educated. Get him, Asuka. I can't say that. I'm gonna call her Alicia. Nah, she's just Castoria with glasses right now. Aw. Like I said, yep, so much better now. Unlimited water works. Got hit by all them Excaliburs. Last one. Oh shoot, I already used it. Cut my life into pieces? Not yet. Actually, let's get some sea stars. Fuck it. There we go. Started rewatching Mad Men. Forgot. That's what I do. I never watch anything new. I'll just watch the same shows for the rest of my life. But first episode, forgot how good it is. Don Draper, smooth motherfucker. Too bad he cheats on everybody and only likes the beginning of things. But who doesn't only like the beginning of things? Oh, but anyway, Fate Talk. Well, let's do this. I don't know, do these two work together? Here we go. We win. So, Britain ruled France, and there's ghosts all over the castle. What's the mystery gonna be? What's the mystery for the interlude gonna be? Aw, dude, thanks for the Garden of Avalon. That's where you live, right? That's your house? Kind of a weird shape. You don't got a yard or anything. Guess Merlin doesn't like mowing the lawn every week. Guess he's kind of lazy. Ooh, good for you, Robin Hood. I knew you could do it.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm
Just gonna creep.
down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my little speed. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see it.
My God is with me and I. All right, time for a second one. We got enough. We got enough AP to clear the whole Singularity. Let's see, we got any cool prizes from me? Ooh, they're just giving Saints Courts away. You know what? No one look. Pumpkin Hill's playing. No one look. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm not doing anything bad at all. Nothing's happening on the screen right now. Don't be worried about it. Bronze Lake Manipulator. Who doesn't want that? I don't need that. Get that out of here. Throw it away. I'm not doing anything right now, though. Hey, Koo. How's your day been? Hi, William. You dreaming about hunting stuff? Dude, the big hat's awesome because, like, no one else looks like that, you know? God forbid another caster of a caster hat. She's the only fucking caster that looks like a wizard. Like fucking Babbage. Like when you see Babbage rolling down the street, you think fucking witchcraft? Come on. Uh-oh. We might have a problem here, folks. We might have a problem here. You know what the problem is? It's not Darius, not today. He's not the problem today. Uh-oh. 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 Hey, I'm pretty sure I can max that one out now. Oh, we got a problem. We got a problem. Oh. You know what the problem is, don't you? Problem is, there's not a single 5-star CE here. We got 2 4-star CEs. I guess that's what we deserve. I don't know. Do you know what the problem with that is? It means we failed. Well, this wasn't supposed to happen. Don't pay attention. We're gonna get 200, and then we're gonna have all the Saints courts in the world to rule for Bunny Castoria. That'd be cool. The problem is, just in case I'm not making it clear enough what the problem is here, the people should know. The Sonic statistic failed. No 5-star here in the bunch. It's over. Pumpkin Hill didn't bring it home. Didn't bring her home. I mean, we already got her, but Noble Phantasm 2, I guess, would have been cool. It's Mercury's fault for not being here. He can listen to the VOD. Probably listen to the VOD. Know whose fault this is. You're getting smushed into the summoning circle, my friend. Smushed. Just like what happened to the fucking Einsburns when they created the Holy Grail. And then we'll never have a 5-star problem ever again. Gotta sacrifice YouTube user Mercury. Alright. Nope, we're gonna keep you, Merlin, because you need to pay for what you did, setting up John Dark like that. Let's take Robin Hood just for funsies. See, look, it knows I want all the British people leveled up. Take this! It's finally over. The spirits of those dead soldiers wandering this world with regrets. It's just too many of them. But in the town, there was not a single ghost. Wait, who's in charge of the town to begin with? If there's no soldiers here, then what are they? I don't know, but one thing is for certain. This door won't open anymore. Which means they don't intend to let us get away. Let's move on. I still said something demonic and deeper inside the castle. I hear footsteps, several of them. Remnants? No, it doesn't appear so. Wait, these are werebeast. Master, orders, please. Oh, right back into it. Dun dun. Fucking more ghosts. Oh no, they'll be like zombie soldiers this time. I'm so glad I got her in first ascension with her big goofy hat still. Gosh. And her glasses! Aw. Oh, let's do our thing. Werewolves, you're gonna get it. So what do we think the mystery is? Who's doing it? It's probably Jolter. Think it's gonna be Jolter. No, maybe Gilderay will be the villain. Gilderay did this. World without... No, he wouldn't make a world without Joan of Arc. Who's the fucking villain here? Not them werewolves. They're dead. We got 29 sea stars. Great day. Ooh, look, Robin, they left you some things. There you go. Get him. Sometimes you don't need all the noble phantasms. Sometimes you don't need to wipe everything off the map. Sometimes you can just have, you know. Okay. Forgot you could just cheat cooldown times. Nuts. You guys gonna not... You gonna kill him in one hit? Don't do that. Thank you. Thanks, Merlin. Oh, who wants to get yelled abode? You do. You told me you do. Said so at the market, you know, when Robin Hood... Well, I don't know if Robin Hood... Would Robin Hood rob a furry? I mean, would he see the furry and then be like, man, that fursuit, though, they got the gold. I don't think he would. I think that'd be rude of him. Do this. I like his noble phantasm. That's pretty cool. He got exploded in the heart. Bye. We'll all work together as a team. No, we won't. Just mages only. Grand mages only is Morgan fake Castoria here? Is she Grand Mage? Yeah, she finish it. And we'll be done. And then we'll get on to who the captor is. I mean, the fucking enemy. It's gonna be some servant. It could be Merlin. No, can't meet Merlin yet. It's too early. We've heard rumor of this Mage of Flowers. King Merlin grows flowers in places people don't want them. Like, could he ruin someone's landscaping just by rolling up on someone's home? Alright, last one, and we'll get 2 Saints Courts. And won't that be cool? We'll be up to 200 Saints Courts. I can't believe... I thought I had an extra 30. I don't know where it went. It must have had a coma or something. We'll try this again. Skatey, you're back in business. But no one tell Gil. We get teapots. We get teapots later. How did those monsters get here? It makes no sense to me either. However, I do feel like you're the key, Jean. True, this France is my homeland. I will certainly not allow anyone to ravage it. Huh? What is it? What is it? Jean? Yes, that could be it. We must hurry to the throne. Most likely I'll solve the mystery. Well, I mean, it's like the... What are we facing? The demon next? Stay calm, Mash. That is the only monster that looks like a demon. The only one they serve is you, isn't it? Oh, didn't see it coming. My name is Mythalise. It's you. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. My mouse got stuck. What's wrong with him? Why did he talk that fast? That was insane. Who asked you? My question was meant for Jeanne d'Arc. It's exactly as you say. I may be meaningless. He, however, does one only act if there is meaning. What did you say? The fate of mankind is bright, vibrant, yet cruel. You probably said something depressing about how we need to kill, like, England's better than France. I don't know. People act when it's meaningful. People don't act when it's meaningless. Acting or staying immobile while knowing the future, to me, that is not what humans are. Let me put it clearly. I'm not looking at the future. I'm dead. I merely head down the path I had chosen for myself. Did you really choose? Or they like, go out and die or come back and prove that you're real, and then we're gonna execute you anyway. Let me be even more explicit. Tomorrow is another day. That's all there is to it. That is my answer. Tell that to whoever hired you. I see. So your heart will not break. In that case, I'll have to physically break you. No, wait a minute. No, I haven't been able to make really witty comments today. Could it be that I'm the one who's broke? Could it be? Yes, it could be. Take this world as it is, even if you have no hope and all you have is despair. Up, top 10 despairs. We found number 1 on our Watch Mojo list. So people without halting can keep their chins up and move forward. Regardless of brambles, regardless of pitfalls. I will choose a path where I can march forward. Alright, this is our last battle of the day. It's just a chill stream, like I said, just leveling things up, watching things. We learned about Jeanne d'Arc. We learned about Magecraft. We learned about Otaku Daikun's waifus. That was very important. Any other channel teach you about someone else's waifus today? Doubt it. Need to see if, we gotta see if Kilge has any crazier ones, too. We watched the Impreg one. Alright, we're gonna fucking get him. I'm gonna go, like I said, how am I gonna both stream all of this, get us out of Camelot when we need to get out of Camelot for the next summon? How am I to do all that and write a fanfic? My fanfic where you gotta get married to the servant that you summon. That's how that works. Arranged marriage AU in form of the Grail War. Everyone's favorite kind of fanfic. Oh, I'll get all the kudos on AO3. And you all can say, I watched the stream of that person with the best fanfic ever that I'm not gonna read because I'm male. But we all know that person, and then we change all the names, and then we make 50 Shades of Grey. Now, I don't know how that's gonna work with the Grail War thing, but we'll figure it out. They made it work with Twilight. Because we all know the real reason you get in this Grail War business is to make money. They stole all of fucking Ren Tosaka's dad cryptocurrency. Fucking, you forgot that part where Kodamine and Gil, after he got stabbed to death, they all went through his fucking bank accounts and shit. That can't be true. Where does Ren get all the money for all them gems? Maybe she takes feet pick. Could you imagine after all the shots I take of like her ass and shit, if this whole time she was paying for crystals with fucking feet picks? Now, oh, let's not also forget, we saw what it looks like when Saber cleans your ear out. Is it my role to be over soon? Well, I guess it's alright. If I'm over there, tell myself that I said hello, alright? No one wants to talk to you, Meth fucking Faustian dude. Your deals suck. Kind regards for the mysterious Michael Samison, that's his name now, until we meet again. Get the fuck out of here. I'm so sorry for getting you involved in this, Mash and Master. Ooh, Mash and Master. MASH! We need to start a fucking bait and tackle shop when we're done with this. We got a good brand name. You can run the online store, I'll deal with the customers. I know I have two skaties. I got Ruler and Caster. Seems that you and I must fight one more time together. This is a fight challenging what I believe in. Will we just finish the node? We're done. If you would, please, Master, will you join me? Of course. Or they sneak another battle in here. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't trick us like that. So that's basically how interludes work. A servant has a problem, and we all work together to solve it. Oh, there was some other prep I was gonna... Oh, there we go. There was some other prep I was gonna do for Camelot as well. And I'll have that all done. I think I'm gonna make a bingo card. That'll help me get through this storyline. I get a skip whenever I get a fucking bingo. Oh, we gotta check it. We gotta check it. What's new? The world's most renowned state. One soldier openly said, glad to put a witch like Jeanne d'Arc to flames. His profiles aren't for shit talking, motherfucker. No. I saw it. Someone was shit talking. Okay. I was hoping that would unlock a rank up, but nah. We have no rank up yet. Isn't it sad? Because we don't get any of these people to stage 4 ascension yet. Who actually can I ascend right now? There are 3 here. The 3 I don't need. Well, I've got an item for you, so I might as well. Can't wait to use her, because she gets a lot of hit. Alright, anyway, that's what I said. We'd finish on the interlude. We learned about Jeanne d'Arc. We learned about waifus. And, we did some rolls. We got roller skatey. That's what happened. The Sonic statistic might have failed us today, but we're gonna blame YouTube user Mercury for that one. Not that anybody has to watch these streams, I'm just saying, the problem with the Sonic statistic is he's kind of ruining the scientific method on it a bit. But Same also has some scientific method. I don't know, I'm gonna have to fucking go back to the goddamn science store. See you later, everybody.